Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meeting him with straight left hand.
Oh, there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Do you foresee yourself being in, let's say, more thrilling fights as you get older?
Basically what you're saying is Floyd. Get beat up and get some black eyes, then get your hand raised.
No.
Stoop to everybody else's level and be stupid.
When you get older, I'm saying. When you get older. Do you think
there's nothing cool about taking punishment, getting beat up, getting bloody lips, and getting a check. The coolest thing I can do, I can dominate you, shut you out, and make crazy money, and go home and live with my family in a very, very comfortable and happy way. That's how I like to do it.
Lifting weights and being strong doesn't win fights. Having great timing and being a very, very smart and intelligent fighter wins fights. I mean, I've been in there before with guys that was a lot bigger and probably hit a lot harder and a lot stronger. But Floyd Mayweather always has the remedy.
Okay. Well, 37 opponents had heart, and all of them came up short.
Speed kills, I guess, right? Watching you in person is a lot faster than on TV, man. How important is speed?
Well, it's not about speed. It's about smarts. It's about smarts, and it's about not getting hit that much.
Baldamir's a big guy. What are you going to do to offset the size difference?
It's not by size. Skills pays the bill at the end of the day. It's about being smart, and the smarter fighter is going to win. Most guys I don't beat them with speed and power. I beat them with smarts. I'll think about it. It's more up here than here.
Bring the truth or tell on your ass what you're doing or what you're not doing every single time. You can lie, you can bullshit and all that, but when that bell rings, if you ain't put that work in, it's gonna show, bro. It's gonna show. Not to mention y'all in a sport that can cost you your life. Literally, you can die in this shit. So if that's the case, man, if you're gonna do this, don't bullshit with it. If you don't really want it, say to yourself, keep it real with yourself. I really don't want this shit. I can't put the work in that it requires. Walk away. Ain't nobody mad at you. Go out there, you're young enough, you go get educated, get a skill, do something, man. But don't play with this, man. You can get killed in this shit, man.
You want honesty?
His channel. It throws real punches.
Rescue Boxing gives you skills, heart, and culture.
Straight up.
I catch every drop on my lunch break. Can't miss it.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the family. How y'all feeling, man? We are back. We are back to build on this boxing and give it its just due, man, how we always do. Shout out to the fam. Let me say what's good with y'all, man. We had a rough week, but we here, man. We gonna do it. We ain't complaining. Radio, my guy, what's good, fam? Stay waiting on that DAZN announcement. Salute to Dev. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get to all of it, man. We're gonna give Dev his just due how we always do. But I had to talk about this. It has to be talked about. You know, I didn't get my spiel, my take on it. But shout out to them because I did say this, and y'all was here for it. I always maintained that they would figure it out. Said they always do. They always figure it out. It just look funny right now with these announcements and nothing being confirmed. Or you get what I'm saying? So we gonna get to all of it. Jordan, my dog, what's good with it, bro? Shout out to Radio Marcus, my brother. What's good with it, Marcus? How you feeling, my dog? Sorry, what's good, fam? Demarius is in the building. 12-3 sending them jewels. Shout out to my dog. Appreciate the gifts, man. Y'all send the gifts. If y'all got the points, hit that gift button. Send the super chat. Send the cash app. Support the grind. We gonna get to it. It's a lot to get to. Shout out to 12 threes, man. We gonna get to it. MLC, Said Bron to the Sixers. What's going on? I had to praise my goal. It's all good, man. Like, dang, it was shout out to Bron. Mike Mazzy, what's good with it, bro? How you feeling? Mag is in the building. What's good, fam? It's a lot to talk about. Shout out to Greg. Bill, the go to business. Bill is really good at business, man. Negotiations. Shout out to my dog, man. But we gonna get to it, bro. Like, y'all heard the news, and you know, we finally got some kind of announcement from Team Haney. Shout out to OG Bobby with the Do family. Was good with it for him. Ryan is in the building. Was good. Everybody hit that like button. We gonna talk about it. So, as I've been saying, you know, the dragging of the feet was you know, it was interesting to me why we wasn't getting no announcement and different things like that, right? We just wanted to know what was what, because it was a lot of debating and arguing about what was next to come, what was going to be the next deal for him. And, you know, I've seen a number of live streams, different videos. Like, y'all seen some of the same stuff I seen, fam. So it ain't just me alone. Y'all know where I'm going with this. They were arguing that it was Zuffa all along, right? It was Zuffa this. He even went on a mixtape tour and a campaign talking about Zuffa this, Zuffa that, right? He led everybody to believe, when I say he, it was Bill, he led everybody to believe that was the next move for them, Zuffa, right? It was Zuffa got the money. The money is on the wood. The money is good. You know, the fight is on the table. Everything ready to go. You get me? Remember, Zuffa this, Zuffa that, you know? You know what I'm saying? That's the fight they want for Debo. They want Shakur. You know what I'm saying? So we want Shakur because they said the money is good and, you know, yada, 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 right? Whole time saying that they didn't want the Keyshawn Davis fight. Zuffa don't want that fight. They got the money for the Shakur fight, but they don't want the Keyshawn Davis fight. That's what he said. He being Bill Haney. Follow me. Stay with me. This is what he told the people, right? He even went on Champ's side and said that, you know, Keyshawn Davis said to him, hey, man, you want to make a fight with me, negotiate with my manager, Jay Prince. He said, nah, he wasn't willing to do that, so he wasn't looking to fight Keyshawn, and the focus stayed on Shakur. So this is why I say that y'all clout chase Shakur for months. Nobody's mad at the deal. We glad to see you eat. We knew you was going to figure something out. I said it. He was one of the most accomplished, young, most talented boxers in the sport. Still undefeated. He's still a current world champion. He was going to find a situation that made sense for him. I always thought he would, but I'm not a fool for believing that it was Zuffa because, or at least leaning and going in that direction, because that's what your biggest fans said. The people that vouch for you, right? The ones that say, oh, I know I got sources, and that's what the source was. So I had one of your sources, Team Haney sources, come on my platform and tell us that, yeah, the reason the Zuffa deal ain't been announced is because they waiting for Keyshawn Davis to accept the 25%. He's second guessing it. He asking for more than 25%. So he was holding up the Zuffa announcement, right? It's Keyshawn Davis. This is what I was told. Now, you fast forward to today, there's no Zuffa deal. What happened to all this? Zuffa wanted the Shakur fight, and that is the fight that y'all said y'all wanted. This is why I'm calling it a clout chase. I don't want to hear shit about stipulations and all this BS. If you was really, truly going there, it should have had nothing to do with, you know, the next man. And it leads me to believe that you was more so leaning. You had this cooked up for a while. You wasn't going to Zuffa. Maybe you was just trying to get the best deal, or your dad trying to get the best deal possible for you. And that makes sense. But I think in many ways, Shakur kind of, I think, helped this situation in a sense, right? I think, you know, people are looking to sign on guys, right? Sign guys. Zuffa was looking to kind of try to take over by signing the marquee names. Devin Haney was going to be one of them. But I think with Shakur getting there first, I think that impacted them not going there, truth be told. Because I don't think they would have got whatever money they paid Shakur. I don't know if they was going to pay Devin Haney the same. And maybe Matchroom matched it or gave even more. Who knows? But I think a lot of that had to do with Shakur signing there first. But my thing is this. Y'all argue with us about this being a Zuffa thing. He was going to be the face of the company. Some of y'all was even going so far as to say he already over there, that they just ain't made the announcement. I've heard all of these things. I ain't making none of this up. This is what they said to me. So my only thing I could think is with Shakur being over there, think about it. They made him an offer, he said, that was very similar to what Zuffa did, but they came late. So maybe they didn't drag their feet with Devin Haney. Maybe they worked a bit faster. Or maybe Devin Haney already was in talks. And I'm going to play a clip that lets y'all know that this was already something that was worked out. You get what I'm saying? And all of this shit was a bluff. He wasn't going to Zuffa to make no Shakur Stevenson fight. This is why I called this shit a clout chase. He went over there and then y'all celebrate, oh, Shakur is by himself. That's cool. But at the end of the day, y'all pushed that's where that man was going. Y'all said that's where that 100 million was coming from, right? Now y'all telling me it's DAZN, the same place that he did business with before. And I get it. Oh, you signed a deal directly with DAZN. Man, Eddie Hearn is going to be involved some way, shape, or form. There's no way you could get me to believe that he won't be. You get what I'm saying? And he was a snake, and DAZN's supposed to have did bad business and all this stuff, right? And then you right over there with him instead of being over there with Zuffa, where your fans argued for months, for the last couple months, that's where you was going. And then it's funny how Shakur signs on to the very same people that you said, Bill Haney said wanted the fight. You said Zuffa. You were speaking for Turkey, Zuffa, and so on. They wanted this particular fight. That guy signs there, and then you go to the opposite side, and you telling me it was him wasting people time? No, it was you wasting people time, because you know that you didn't want to see your son give up the 3 pounds to go to 144. You know you didn't want to see that. So what y'all just did was what y'all was already going to do anyway, because that man was the mandatory. It should have never been about no Shakur Stevenson, because that was never the fight. And this move proves it. Definitely not what you are inking a deal with DAZN. How could you really be invested in making a fight if you're not doing the business with the very same company that you said wants to fight? Even so much so, you said they had the money on the table for that particular fight. So miss me with all this. Somebody it's not ducking his business at the end of the day, but it's still it's nasty work, a hell of a clout chase. Your intentions wasn't genuine. You ended up on the opposite side. And I'm gonna play the little short clip from Bill that lets you know, oh, it's been worked out in principle. Yeah, I know, because you knew where you was going. I did all this playing around just to go the other way. Get what I'm saying? And yeah, I question, damn, how they gonna make this shit work for Cord? It's certain the names are not with him, with Zuffa. They on they opposite sides. They spread out, right? Whether it's DAZN, it's Top Rank, it's PBC, wherever, right? Who essentially is all working together. It's like, how you gonna work this out? But I got faith that something could be worked out if guys want to make fights, because Conor, Benn, and Ryan Garcia is a prime example of that. But this is nasty work, hell of a clout chase if you went against or opposite of the people that you claimed wanted to fight. Everything you was talking about was with Zuffa in mind. You wasn't talking about no DAZN. You wasn't talking about DAZN. Shit came left field. And look, I want to be one of the first people to say it. Congrats to Team Haney, Dev Haney, Bill Haney. They figured it out, as they always do. As they always do. And I always said that, get every dollar, penny, and red cent that they got to offer you, fam. We want to see you eat. But the same questions that I got, how you going to make particular fights? Shit, he the one that said Shakur Stevenson is one of the biggest fights in boxing. So again, whether you on DAZN or Zuffa or PBC or Golden Boy or Top Rank, at the end of the day, I truly believe if all parties involved want fights, those fights can be made. Yeah, it might be a little more yellow and red tape to get through, depending on where you at and who you align with. But at the end of the day, when guys want to fight, they make fights. I told y'all my guy was getting direct information from the source, letting you know it wasn't no fight like this even being talked about. I even went as far as saying he told y'all that these dudes wasn't even discussing making no fight on either side. I try to be as down the middle as possible, but it was one side that kept pushing that this was the fight, this was the focus. And it lets you know the move that they made, it wasn't the focus, because you went opposite of where you said they wanted to fight, right? I get it. If you'd have had signed to Zuffa, maybe it was some you could really believe that you was vested somewhat in making this fight. But the fact that you went on the opposite side and ain't nobody complaining, this is just my opinion on it. It shows what your intent truly was. Going the opposite of that. And then your fans getting on here making it seem like, oh, he's by himself on Zuffa. You right back over there on DAZN, right? You still want one of the biggest fights in the world for yourself, am I right? So again, man, it was one guy telling y'all that this wasn't the fight. It was one guy that told y'all these dudes kept speaking my name. And just for the fight not to happen and you try to blame it on a fighter that we all knew you wasn't fighting, and you also said you was never dropping your belt, so that lets you know that it was always Keyshawn and it never was going to be nobody else. Get out of here, man. Y'all cooked, man. Y'all did all this clout chasing, slander, smear campaigns and shit just for no fight not to happen. And y'all doing the same thing to Keyshawn Davis. You better hope you win. You better hope you win impressively. Better hope that this fight actually get done. It's signed, sealed, and delivered. I'm telling you, man, it ain't done until it's done. I'm telling you. Shout out to Damaris. Everybody hit that like button for your boy. We gonna cook today, man. Bill knew Shakur been signed to Zoo for weeks. Why did he sign to DAZN when he knew Shakur was at Zuffa? Right. And why would he go there, Damaris, when he was on the record multiple times saying Zuffa is the ones that wanted this fight? They didn't want the fight with Keyshawn. They wanted the Shakur fight. And that's the money fight. So that's the fight he was so-called pursuing. It's a fact, bro. We just shout out to Devo, man. I would think so too. I would think they matched it too. You know what I'm saying? I would think he matched it too. MLC, where you get that info? What info? We're gonna drop the link too, man. He said, I've been real quiet. Me? I've been quiet. I don't think I've been quiet at all. I'm proud to fight Shakur, but he didn't want to fight. Nah. How could you try to fight Shakur when you went the opposite? How you try to fight him when you went the opposite? He said 144 with no rehydration. That's what he said. And these dudes got online and say he wasted. They not dropping a belt. You got to think about something. You got to make something make sense, fam. I know you got common sense, right? If Team Haney is telling you they're not dropping a belt, then that's telling you who they're fighting, because fighting anybody else will result in them getting stripped and no longer having a title. So how could you tell me who they tried to fight when they didn't even speak to the guy team about no fight? All that shit was social media. You did not reach out to Jay Prince about a fight with Shakur Stevens. And the same thing, and you even said it out your own mouth. I don't have the clip no more. I had it a while ago where he said he not looking to fight Keyshawn or speak to a Jay Prince. So I don't know how you could try to fight somebody on social media. I guess you did. I guess you did try to fight him. Shout out to Behind the Hands TV, my dog, man. Everything I said was true, right? That's all facts, bro. All facts. Everything boxing. My dog was good with it, fam. Y'all hit that like button. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, my guy, putting the color in the chat. Said, according to Bill, he gave back $100 million. Zuffa begged Bill to come over because DHP was worth $500 million, so the money was an afterthought. Yeah, I did hear somebody say he could get a $500 million, $500 million from the DAZN or Zuffa. You know what I mean? It don't matter where he went. It's good for him. Get your money. That's not the argument, but you can't. I'm tired of all this who you try to fight, and it got to make sense. We understand with the money fight. I wouldn't deny that you would fight Shakur. It's not about that. But again, in order for you to fight him, that would mean you can't have your belt too. You can't do both. And that just is common sense. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that you want to keep your belt, as you should, as a champion, you earned it. I get why you would fight the guy that's the mandatory. I understand that completely. But all this, you was trying to fight this one and that one. It's the same bullshit over and over. It's the 135 play all over again. Other Big Dog, man. I appreciate the love, homie. Bill says Shakur is there, but #1 pound for pound. Shakur reciprocated the same thinking. Bill is now saying Keyshawn makes Dev #1 pound for pound. I'm just tired of the narratives. This shit is ridiculous. JP was good. Feather G's in the building. Official. My dog, Howard, was good with it. Shout out to the fam. We fight all night. COE in the building. All right, man. What's good with it, man? We gonna see, man. Again, I want to be one of the first people to say congrats to him for figuring it out, as y'all always do. But man, the move says a lot. It speaks volumes, man.
Just do, my good brother, man. I gotta say, you
In
moving real
private, do.
shameless out here. I'm not gonna lie to you, real shameless, because the whole entire boxing world could see Shakur is stuck on that island, and it's even being reported by Chris Mannix that Zuffa Boxing, knowing that they can't secure the Devin fight, they're pushing to make Shakur versus Ryu. I feel like you should be telling your chat about Shakur versus Ryu.
I feel like I should be telling the chat about what's real. You just that's not even a conversation.
That was reported today. Is that not true?
Did you not come up?
Is that not true?
Did you not come up here? I don't give a fuck about no Chris Mannix. Did you not come up here? Did you not come up here and tell us that what was holding up the Zuffa announcement was Keyshawn Davis not signing his part?
What I told you was holding up an announcement from Devin was Keyshawn Davis signing his part.
So it wasn't Zuffa.
That's what I told you, right?
So it wasn't Zuffa. You didn't.
I told you what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is
this, right?
Devin is gonna announce the deal once Shakur.
You said the Zuffa. You said that.
No. I told you it was going to be a combination of both.
There you go, fam.
I told you a combination of both, an announcement and a fight announcement. But you said that was just convenient, too convenient for you. So you just ignored it.
You ignored it. Y'all selling dreams, man.
But
none of y'all knew nothing about him going nowhere near.
What matters is Devin's fighting Keyshawn, and your man is about to fight Ryu. So I think that should be the thumbnail. That should be the background. Shakur versus Ryu.
Y'all clout chase this man.
Nobody believed that shit.
Trying to make the fight. You said Zuffa wanted the fight, and y'all was pushing it. Y'all said he was getting 100 million.
They wanted the Shakur fight, but your man came through. He came through with the stipulation.
The deal. Not no damn DAZN deal.
Is it not true? Is it not true that Jay Prince put Keyshawn as the Mando? So that's shit got interrupted because of your man Jay Prince. Man. But y'all thought he was gonna drop the belt. That's what it really was. Y'all thought he was gonna drop the belt. Hell no, he ain't dropped the belt. Now it's Shakur versus Ryu, and they need all roads lead to Devin. All roads leads to Devin, bro.
Ain't no damn all roads lead to Devin.
But all roads for Shakur leads to Ryu, though. How much you want to bet that Ryu fight next, though?
It don't matter to me. That's not the conversation.
Now it don't matter.
You could go on your channel. We could go on your channel and push that Ryu.
We ain't good on this side.
You can go on
Haney
your
versus
shit and
Key.
push that. That's not the conversation.
Haney versus.
That's not the conversation I'm having. We're not about to do this. You already lied. You came up here and told people the Zuffa announcement was being held up because Keyshawn Davis didn't sign his part. And you also told the world that Keyshawn Davis was asking for more than 25%. And that was a lie also. All you do is lie. Oh, now you're going to say, nah, it was just holding up the announcement. Ain't none of y'all from Team Haney whole land think he was going to DAZN. Go ahead and lie. I heard y'all. I seen the live streams, the videos. Dude did a whole video talking about proof that Zuffa values Devin Haney more than Shakur. If that were true, why the hell he end up on DAZN? And why did they sign Shakur and not Devin Haney? Make it make sense. Y'all the ones came out with the $100 million first. Your whole ass fan base pushed that y'all going to Zuffa. Then you didn't go. Now it was something else. Like y'all act like y'all know he was going to DAZN. Knock it off. Shout out to my guy behind the hands TV. What's good with it, bro?
Hey, what's up, bro? I just came up here, bro. I just brought the strap up here, bro. My bad.
That's all good.
No, man. It's funny how like when things happen, people have this hindsight is 2020 and they knew the whole time and
right.
Oh yeah, we knew this and knew that, but that's all lies. All of that's lies, dog. All of that's fantasy. I've been sitting right next to their camp, and prior to a week ago, they had zero conversation with Key about anything. That's wild. I was there.
Facts.
I was there. This man's coach, his coaches decided to go live their lives because they weren't interested in that fight. I know this for a fact. You know, I knew it wasn't going to be no Zuffa deal because they wasn't going to get what they were looking for. You know, I don't have a dog in the fight. You know, I'm just saying what I saw. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I thought old buddy would still be up here, you know, but it's all good. I can go
didn't want to be chasing the tail. I put him in the back for a second, so he probably just popped off anyway. But
you good, man.
that's you can't even be honest about what you came up here and said, bro. You came up here and told us that was holding up. You didn't leave it in the air as an announcement. Nah, bro, I wouldn't put no words in your mouth. Y'all was saying Zuffa is where he was going. Now it's a joke that Shakur signed there and he's on the island by himself. And like, bro, you still that just tells me how much y'all really didn't want the fight. Why would it be a joke though? That takes the fight off the table in your mind. Like what? Like, did you really want it? Come on, man. Like I said, like you told me, bro, there was no discussions about neither one of them fights. And the only reason they're acknowledging Key right now is because you got to.
Yeah, it's mandatory that you acknowledge him now.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but prior to that, I promise you, wasn't a peep. I promise you.
Right.
I got a question for you behind the hands. Do you? What I feel like in this one, and I said this yesterday on another somebody's channel. Do you think that Zuffa kind of didn't want Devin after a while, and they didn't really want to sign him just to begin with?
I don't think they were ever interested in Devin. I think a company like Zuffa is only interested in its roster in the best interest of its roster. And if Shakur is saying that Devin will be a good interest for me, I think they'll give it a look. But I don't think that was their objective. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I really, because I think after, it's just weird how Bill can just sit there and lie. I'm gonna say he was lying about they're getting $100 million contract, or something like whatever he was saying. $100 million contract, and then they offered Shakur a contract, and it was up to Shakur to sign the contract so he can get signed. All the stuff that he lied about, it kept on going. I lost track.
I don't know if you were here. I don't know if you were here when I said it. I know Just Do was, but I said they not gonna announce anything until Shakur says what he's about to do. That's exactly the order it went in. And this was way before he announced anything. I said they not gonna announce a fight. Devin's not gonna say, "Oh, I'm officially fighting this guy. I'm officially signed with that guy." All of that was gonna come after Shakur made a decision. I said this on this channel a while ago. I don't know how long it was, but said this a long time ago. And then this is exactly how it unfolded.
True indeed, you did.
So, you know, I remember the whole belt situation. They didn't want to drop the belt. They didn't want to drop the belt because and they still. Well, I would listen to other channels, and it's annoying listening to them. And then they have it's like listening to Donald Trump when you listen to Bill. He says so much shit, and then you have to cipher through it, and then these people who his little cult will sit there and spit this shit to you, and then change the whole narrative the next day, and it's still your fault.
Yeah, that shit crazy. GPJ say all roads lead to Devin Haney. Look, Devin Haney's a top level guy, bro. But it just like any great fighter, or they all need dance partners. So I don't know what this celebration is that they went to DAZN and Shakur is at Zuffa. If you saying like that means the fight can't happen now all of a sudden, like, and it really exposes y'all intent and the fact that you never had no contract. It's a lot of shit that you said that just wasn't true. So I love it.
I got a hard time, bro, over seeing people overlook that Zuffa puts together big fights. You just may not know that they put this fight together, but a lot of your ring cards are Zuffa affiliated cards. I don't think for a second that he's gonna go fight the roster on Zuffa. I think you will see him show up on ring cards fighting whomever they put him in the ring against. But people saying, oh, he just over there fighting Zuffa bums. But I mean, what Conor Benn is doing with Ryan is that a bum move, or you get what I'm saying? Like you don't just get stuck with the roster. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they didn't invested so much into you, they gonna put you in a real fight. You know,
Yeah.
but I feel like people want it to be the latter. They want to say, oh yeah, Shakur only gonna fight whoever is on that Zuffa roster, but that's not true. That's just not how it works over there. You know, he's not gonna fight on Sunday. He'll fight on Saturday. You get what I'm saying? He's not gonna fight on the exclusively on the Paramount Plus card. You're gonna see him on the same DAZN ring cards. If that don't say nothing to nobody, I don't know. You ain't gonna see it.
But it just seems like to me, it's like, and I'm talking about taking my ass too, and the Haney hoes. It seems like they want him to fail, and it's like they don't want him. Like he don't fight nobody. It's like you guys want him to fail. Like what kind of sick shit is that? You don't want him to fight nobody.
But it's not just him. It's not just him, no, big dog. And I've diagnosed this problem, this ailment with a lot of boxing fans on YouTube or wherever. I've been diagnosed this. The fact of the matter is, bad news travels fast, and they like it. And what I mean by bad news travels fast, I could talk down on a dude and get a bunch of plays and likes and button pushes and thumbs out by just talking down on somebody, because that's easy. But see, when you got to give props to a guy that you personally don't like, now that's skill. That's hard to do. And I don't think people on YouTube are capable of doing it. So they sell the cheap stuff. They sell the junk food. They're not selling home cooked meals of different styles and how this might play out versus one another. They need to sell, oh, he's stupid. He ain't going, his deal is bad, or he makes bad decisions. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody named that's affiliated with this whole little drama has succeeded in life. And I'd be an idiot to talk down on them because they done made millions and they live in their life the way they want to live. What I look like, what kind of dumbass I look like talking bad about him. Oh man, this nigga ain't this, he ain't that. You're an idiot, because you couldn't do it. You couldn't. Nobody who talked down put them same gloves on and go win a medal, let alone a silver medal, let alone go to Mexico and go whoop a bunch of Mexicans and make you. You couldn't do it. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't do it. You work at the warehouse on the second shift. I see you, nigga. You know, the reality of it is they just talking down because it sells tickets and t-shirts. That's how you know who out here spitting that real, because they not talking down. They just talking about boxing. They building boxing up. That's how you know the difference between real food and junk food. You know, the junk food or the food that ain't so good for you, it could look a certain way. You know, they could dress it up on their big channels, big platforms, big audiences, animated personality, whatever they want to be, whoever we talking about. But the reality of it is, when you break it down, they got to talk down when they don't have the real intellect to talk about what happens in boxing. That's the reality of it.
Right. Facts. Think about it. We're in a strange space when these guys could sit up here and create a conversation that would describe any of these dudes as what they're doing in boxing is failing, when we all watching them do the best for themselves. We watch two of the pure boxers, in my opinion, I've been getting shitted on respectively throughout the years, whether is deserved or not. You get me? Arguably ink the biggest deals for themselves in their careers. I see wins on both sides. I don't see this situation as a way to look at one versus the other, like, well, he got more money. Who gives a fuck? I seen both of them win, but my criticism is that the fans, his fans in particular, some of the people that claim they sources from him, right, argue about where he was going, and for it to be the opposite side, it says a lot. Like, you really went against the guys that you were telling in Bill Haney that wanted to fight. It's funny. Now today, y'all wake up and it's like Shakur ducked this and no, man, y'all wasn't intending on fighting that man right now. And we knew it from the jump when you said you wasn't willing to talk to their managers. You was trying to get on the phone with the fighters and make a show of it. Make a spectacle out of it. Shout out to Martin Machine. Appreciate the love. He said, Far man, keep pushing them lies. You know it. Jaguar Black, my dog, man. He said, "What's good, bro? It's good to see you still going strong. You know it. Coming by for a bit. Got to get back to work. I appreciate you sliding through on your job, family. Don't work too hard."
Yeah, I think with Art Man, what he does, I mean, he's come on your channel. He's consistently wrong about everything, and so no joke, he consistently wrong with everything, and like just like today, he didn't talk about that $100 million that Bill supposedly had. He didn't talk about a lot of different things. Remember when he first came out, he ran with that. He ran with a bunch of other shit, and so, but now who cares? That's what I heard today. Who cares?
Yeah.
And it's like, who cares if he lied? I've been lying this whole past 2 months. Who cares?
You know what? I want to know how things would have panned out, not just with this situation, with others. If we didn't talk down on the fighters, everybody just kind of pushed the fight happening. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about like from what old buddy just brought up, Chris Maddox to whoever, Mike Cappinger and all of them. What if everybody in boxing was like, "Hey man, we can't wait for them to make this fight," and then one of them decides not to make the fight? That's a whole different story,
right?
But see, when you got so many people pushing and pulling against people, and he shouldn't do this because he don't deserve it, and it just tears away from the fight. I would love for the whole boxing world just to get down with, "Hey, let's see these dudes fight. We ain't gotta hate. Let's see the fight." Period. I bet you the fight happened.
Right, bro.
And the pocket watching is the worst. The pocket watching is the worst.
How you gonna watch a pocket, big dog? How they gonna watch a pocket from way down there?
I don't know. That's why I don't understand that shit.
That's like you running around trying to tell people what I spent in the club and you couldn't even get in.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't understand that. Like, this guy's making however millions of dollars, and you're sitting at the house.
Bro, I guarantee you, I'd be around one of them guys more than the average person.
Right.
And I wouldn't dare tell you what he worth, what he got, because I can't tell. I don't know.
You don't care, and that's the thing. When you don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I work with doctors and shit like that. I know they make a way lot more than I do. But I ain't gonna sit there like, "Well, how much do you make?" I don't care. I know what he does for a living. And
what I do see, though, big dog?
I don't understand it.
You know what I do see, big dog? When I see, let's say Shakur pull up to the gym, I see a dude pulling up in the big truck, living his best life. He looked like money. He looked like he doing this thing. He going there and handling his business. Or if I'm in the gym with Shock, or if I'm in the gym with Ray Foy, anybody, they go in there and they handle their business. They not walking around dropping 20s out their pocket, and you cannot tell. You don't know, bro.
They're working hard. They working hard to make that money.
He wearing 4-year-old gym shoes because they comfortable. He wearing these gloves because it's his homie. Whatever the case may be, bro. Ain't no way to measure that, bro. Ain't no way to even, man. I don't even understand the sport of wanting to talk about the pocket watching. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even worth it. Let's talk about the footwork. Let's talk about, what they doing in the ring versus the southpaw. Well, let's talk about that. But, we got to hate one another for the decisions that we make, I guess, to make for conversation, because that's the only way we know how to communicate with each other, through hate. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I don't understand that pocket watch shit. I don't. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I got love for every single one of these fighters, man. I be around these dudes so much that I see them as fighters and athletes, but I get an opportunity to see them as people. And the reality of it is, man, they just like you and me, man. He trying to leave work and go get something to eat. He trying to leave work and go see his kids or whatever the case may be.
Right.
He don't just all day and all night live with some 8-ounce gloves on. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy talk how people look at him like this at all hours of the day, all hours of the night, any day of the week, any month. It's just a hate conversation. You'll never find me talking down on these dudes, man. I know what they put in to even be where they at to be criticized. It ain't worth me talking down on.
Yeah, I know I'm not.
Yeah, Marcus, preach, church, talk to him, facts. I'm telling you, it is, man. Bartman
Yeah.
over there tagging me now. Don't tag me on Twitter. You was just here lying.
Yeah, bring your
You
ass
get what
back
I'm
over
saying?
here. That's what I'm saying.
You
You gonna
can't even
run
be
off.
honest about how you said the Zuffa announcement was being held up by Keyshawn Davis not accepting 25%.
Oh, it's Keyshawn
You
Davis
said
now? It's
he
Keyshawn
was
Davis now?
asking for more than 25%. You said he was second guessing himself and all that shit. That's what you said. Bill
Hold
Haney
on.
said Zuffa did not want to fight with Keyshawn. This is why he was pursuing
Just
Shakur. This
do.
is what
Just
he said.
do. Can I ask you a
It
question?
went the
Is
other way.
Keyshawn now? Keyshawn's home. I thought it was Shakur.
It was Shakur.
Oh, now it's Keyshawn now.
Yeah, you gotta take a spot. Yeah.
Okay. My fault. I just had to. So it switched up. They switched it up. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I thought it was Shakur that held up the signing, but now it's Keyshawn.
It's almost like a magician doing a hat trick. He got to take your attention to the wand for you not to see what he's doing with the hat. You know what I'm saying?
You know what else they was pushing from Team Haney? That Keyshawn Davis is cycling off steroids.
Okay.
And I'm
That's
not
crazy.
joking. Somebody told me this, and I know where it came from. I ain't gonna say his name, but this is what they say. Cycling off steroids. Y'all full of shit. Y'all, it's a clout. Why it's a clout chase to me? Because you went opposite of what you said. You led all of those interviews with the ideal that y'all had some business going on with Zuffa. You was talking about how Turkey wanted this fight, how the money was good. I'm not a fool. This is what you said. You said they wanted it. You said the fight that y'all about to take right now in Keyshawn is not the fight they wanted. By also saying you was trying to fight Shakur while never actually trying to make the fight. That's y'all doing that. Y'all really, man, y'all lucky Jay Prince ain't a back and forth type of guy where he just want to play the internet games, bro. But when he speak, it means something. That's why his words got substance to it, and he don't just spin you around the block and say a bunch of dumbass shit. Look how he handled the situation when it was public with him and Bill. Look how honest he made this man be. Oh, we had 35 and 40. He ain't do no clout chasing fake ass.
It got real simple when Jay got up there.
47, cool. You get me? And he should have left it alone right there, because that was the last time I'm willing to bet that he spoke about that fight at all to him. Guarantee you, at no other point did he reach out and try to make a fight. So again, I'm asking all of y'all out there that keep saying he was trying to make a fight with Shakur Stevenson. How? Without speaking to his manager. Ain't he a manager? You don't think the other manager would be involved in his fighter making a fight? Talk to me. Let's talk some real boxing. That's why it's a clout chase. You trying to make a fight on the fucking internet, fam.
You can't talk boxing with them.
That's not real. That's all I'm saying. Like, I like both of these guys. I rock with Devin. I told y'all he would figure it out. I didn't see this coming. I thought it was Zuffa. And y'all fans, the pro Haney channels, that's what y'all was talking about. I really pull up the receipts if I got to. They really say he was valued more over there at Zuffa than Shakur.
Yeah, I remember that too. 100 million.
Right, deals with the zone, which is a fantastic move for you, bro. Do your thing. We ain't mad at that. That don't matter. But again,
So how much is they make at the zone now? Is it 150 million? Is that what y'all heard the other day? I mean, I heard yesterday.
150 million.
That's what I heard yesterday. Something like that. It's more than
I highly doubt that.
No, we know, but that's the shit. They said more than Zuffa deal, and I was like, oh, it's more than 100 million. And they're like, yeah. And it's like you can't even get your lies. You can't even remember your lies now. They lie so much. Anyway, it's just so crazy that we're talking about this shit. Like how much these niggas lie about some dumb shit where they don't need to lie. It's like they always want to one up on somebody.
Yeah.
It's just weird. You just need to lie about everything.
Well, you know, that line like that come from when you value a boxer over boxing. That's how that happens. If you really just rock with the sport and you rocking with just whatever happens, I'm down with it because it's boxing, that can't happen. But when you rocking with it like above all costs, I gotta protect this man's image and I gotta make sure this guy looks great at all times. Yeah, it go like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, man, I be knowing too much sometimes to where I can't even get up here and talk because I just read what people be saying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I remember when I came into the gym, it was on this channel, And I told Just that I asked them about the fight in the first, and what I tell you they did, Just
Right.
they laughed at me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But
They
study
laughed.
saying he tried to make a fight, but he did this. The stipulations, this. Y'all know that all of
Anybody in that gym will
conversation
tell you that they was laughing at that idea, that wasn't
didn't leave
true.
the internet. The conversation never left the internet, but they trying to make every fight. And the same shit with Keyshawn. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't push narratives. Y'all didn't even reach out to him, to the guy that y'all gonna have to fight now. That shit was all lies. Remember,
Same management.
Keyshawn asked for a certain number, and he sent the contract or something. Keyshawn was like, "Bill, who you think you talking to? You know you ain't sent no fucking contract, fam." He was
But
like,
what was the other one?
contract. He said, "Yo, where we fighting at then, Bill?" Then he spent his way up out of that. Y'all don't push narratives, fam. I like this dude. I don't think he's scared of neither one. The whole time I thought he was trying to do business, but right now it looked like another clout chase move from 35 all over again, with no real intent behind making a fight outside of talking about it on the internet. And that's what I be trying to tell y'all. I got somebody that's actively welcome in the gym, right? Telling you exactly what they just told him. He's speaking to the side directly. You know, they telling you, man, don't believe that shit, right? Bill on bullshit, and then y'all run with it. Come on, you gotta be smarter than that. Shout out to the boxer, my dog Pablo was good, Witty, everybody else in the building. Shout out to the chat, man. He said, John was good. He said, I genuinely dislike the Haney hoes. They're the type of dudes who binge watch Horny Housewives and Henderson. They push lies. And look, y'all could trip all y'all want about this clout chase. I'm giving y'all my opinion. I swear I felt like it was that. Y'all wrote, think about it. Y'all wrote
how did Bill how did Bill
that's what y'all did.
Hey, how did Bill send a contract when he just signed somewhere?
Exactly.
How was that possible? What it had? Insert promoter's name here. That's what it said. Insert venue name here. How you send a contract and you ain't got no financial backing of a promoter, a network, a cousin, or nobody? Come on, fam. It don't work like that, bro.
They had $100 million. That's what last time they had $100 million. That's how they framed it. We can sign anybody, we can fight whoever we want because we have $100 million. And that what was that?
Man, look, I don't care. I hope he got $1 gazillion, bro. I really do. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? What I want is for there to be a big fight coming. I ain't gonna get into who. If he don't fight this guy, it's over. I never watch him. I ain't into all that. I just want to see him challenge himself on all parties. I want everybody in the ring fighting somebody that I could see something different from that individual. I don't care, bro. I get it. Ain't nobody scared per se, but you got people who want to protect their business interests. So when we say scared or ducking, I don't look at it in the physical sense. I look at it as in the sense to this could damage the brand if this don't go right, or this could damage the wallet if this don't work out. You know, that's what I see. I don't see somebody go, oh man, that man's left hook is just crazy. I'll never fight him. That's not real. You know what I'm saying? That's fantasy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people want to push because it's easy to perpetuate an idea that a fighter is scared of another guy. It's easy to do, but it's hard to have a discussion about if he signs over here and this don't go right, he up shit creek because he did this as a free agent. Nobody's gonna have these kind of conversations. They want to talk about they scared.
Everybody hit that like button. Y'all comprehension skills is low as shit, bro. And y'all pushing another narrative that Keyshawn Davis is calling out Frank Martin. Let me just shut this down.
I seen that too.
See this? Frank with top rank. I would love this fight. Meaning him, not Keyshawn, meaning him. That's what I means. It's for y'all because y'all really need y'all need lessons. Let's make it happen, Frank. Do you think he talking about fighting Frank Martin, being a mandatory with Devin Haney, or do you think he talking about his brother getting the fight? What are y'all talking about? Seriously. Calling out Frank Martin. Ain't calling out no damn Frank Martin. Y'all really pushing that ducking Devin Haney. Man, no, it ain't shit to duck. Y'all better make that fight. I'm telling y'all better make that fight. Man.
Crazy.
And salute to John. Everybody hit the like button, man. BJ, what's good, homie? Mark Nash, shout out to my guy.
Yeah, you know, Thanos ducked Devin Haney too. Thanos, Incredible Hulk, It's Thanos, man.
Right.
I mean, everybody does
Crazy.
Haney. Jesus.
It'd be crazy. That's a question for y'all to ask them, bro. That's the question for them. But I know how to interpret shit. That's not Keyshawn saying, hey, yo, let's fight Frank Martin. His brother said, I would love to fight. In Perry, he said, then let's get it. Basically, like, hey, what's up, Frank? He talking about that for his brother. Far as the weight, that's for y'all to ask them. I'm just simply talking about a tweet. We ain't gonna lose focus here. All them extra questions that I don't got the answer to, you gotta ask the fighters. But I know that tweet meant for his brother, not for him. Simple. Like, but y'all push that shit with no comprehension whatsoever. Leave the context out of it. Nah, Keyshawn calling out Frank Martin. So that means he's ducking Devin Haney. But y'all can negotiate with Tank, Shakur, and Keyshawn at the same time, right? Y'all kill me, man. Y'all kill me, man. I'm here for the truth, and that shit pisses me off that every time it's time for this dude to fight somebody, y'all slander their name. I thought y'all would stop with the steroid shit with Brian Norman. Nope. Keyshawn cycling off. Now, never had a steroid.
Damn, they just keep going.
That's what y'all willing to put on record across these airwaves. I want to see y'all dudes arguing with them guys for lying to y'all, putting jackets on fighters. Not for me speaking this truth. And I'm going to tell y'all, my opinion is they clout chased, and they didn't even have to. It was off the back of him selling out MSG, him, Tszyu, and the rest of them guys on that card. He came right out. It's the biggest fight in boxing. So what did they do? Tell the whole world that they was pursuing the biggest fight of boxing without speaking to nobody on that side, but him on Twitter. And that's trying to make a fight to y'all. Y'all crazy, knowing that they got each other numbers. This shit is crazy, fam. Playing with somebody's name, knowing that you got Keyshawn Davis jumping up and down, waving like, here I am. You ain't have to lose no weight, do none of that. You ain't have to drag this situation out like it was somebody you was fighting. Y'all still actively talking about who ducking somebody. They're not even in the same weight class, bro. Fight Keyshawn Davis, man, and prove to us that you so much better than him and levels above him, like your fans saying. Shout out to Marcus, man. That Bill Haney and the Haney hoes are the kings of narrative pushing. And these streets said just in the panel, man. Shout out to my dog Marcus, man. Always showing love. Everybody that hit that super chat, we appreciate you.
I'm not even every day.
Hey, I'm not mad at it though. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure it's clear on my part what I'm saying. As far as with somebody like Bill, I get it, bro. I get it, bro. You're the guy pushing the fighter's name. I mean, yeah, and it's your son, man. You're gonna play a whole bunch of reindeer games. I get it. I'm not mad at it. I understand the game. It'd probably be a difficult thing for me to get someone to see what I'm trying to say, but I'm gonna try to say it anyway. Let's say he didn't do any of this thing going back and forth with Shakur or this thing back and forth with Keyshawn. Let's say he didn't do any of that, and none of that was on the internet, and none of that was talking about Devin Haney, and there was none of that happening. And he went and tried to go make a deal. Do you think it would be worth more without the talk or worth more with the talk?
Mm-hmm. Right. It'll be, it's with the talk.
Mm-hmm. The talk is necessary for them to create a higher, at least visible evaluation of would it be worth getting them over on someone's network or whatever the case may be, wherever they're going. Mm-hmm. I get it. I'm not mad at it. I ain't calling them lies. I ain't gonna call them nothing. I know it's a hustle. I know it's a game. It really is a game. Like a lot of people don't know it. I'm around a lot of these guys daily. And just to get in that position is a game. You know what I'm saying? It's a hustle. You know what I'm saying? You got to hustle a system to get as far as you can get. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't look at it that way. They take things very literal. And I respect that too, because you hear God tell you what he gonna do and he don't do it. I see how that could be upsetting. But for me, I know he said what he needed to say at that time. That's what I see.
But I think sometimes, I hear what you're saying behind the hands, but I think sometimes he talking shit his way out of shit though too. And
but they rather give you a little too much than a little too little. I get it.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
They're gonna overdo it before they underdo it, because they're gonna leave a lasting impression on whatever the subject may be. I'm not mad at it. It's this game. It's almost the old the old saying, good press or bad press don't matter. Any press is good press, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the route that they take to being where they are. Man, I gotta respect it. They came from doing this in Mexico and promoting YouTube sparring matches that they had. Hey, bro, that's your neighbors. whoever from Vegas or Oakland or whatever, man, these are regular people who figure something out and it worked. I get it. I don't take them that literally, man. I've actually sat in Wally Moses' house months ago, and he told me how this was not gonna happen. I told Just do that.
Hey, what's good with it? Yo, the link is there for anybody because I ain't responding to a bunch of silliness in the chat.
Hey,
The link is there. You want to have a real conversation?
Hey,
the
Chuck.
link is there. And make sure your audio is not trash because we ain't doing no trash audio messing up the flow of the show. We just gonna build. The problem with y'all is y'all know how to have a conversation. Y'all don't gotta agree with nothing I'm saying at all. But have your own thought process. Give your take on it if you will. But I ain't nobody changing the
And keep it
conversation.
respectful.
I'm on this shit because it makes sense to me. That's clout chasing. If you're only online, keep talking about I want to fight. We want to fight you. What's up? We say yeah to this. We say yeah to that. Whole time leaving out a very important phone call that's playing in y'all face. Y'all cool with that shit? If y'all think that's how you make fights, then bless y'all, bro. But we totally different. And so if we could X Shakur out the picture, right? It's Keyshawn, right? They wasn't even reaching out to talk about making that fight. All that bluffing and shit, guilty shit, and back and forth, and all that stuff was smoke and mirrors. Tell me it wasn't. We negotiating with Tank, right? But then you see Keyshawn retweet some shit or speak on his brother's behalf, and y'all already running with the fact that he ducking somebody. But y'all can negotiate with 3 fighters at the same time. Y'all could get 2 fighters on the same contract. All they did was play in y'all face, bro. I'm on that. I'm tired of y'all misleading the people and y'all coming over here pushing them fabricated ass stories, man. We ain't trying to hear that. We know fights don't get made on Twitter. I told y'all, you can't agree to shit on Twitter. That's not how the needle get moved. You start contacting them folks if you really want to make fights. For example, just on a you seen Tank had some type of ability to have his team to reach out, right? That's what you do when you really want to fight, bro. You get the needle moving that way, not on Twitter, fam. I don't give a fuck what you agreed to if you ain't willing to speak to this guy manager. How you gonna tell the world that you're trying to make a fight with 2 fighters and then also tell the world, but you're not willing to reach out to their manager who happens to be the same person? Dumbass.
Hey,
that's clown behavior, fam. That's not how you make fights.
Hey, Just.
Talk to me.
Yeah. All right. So listen, right? I think hardcores, right? I don't think they're paying attention, right? So on Twitter, right now, I think Devin and the whole Zuffa thing, right now, I think that was going to go through, right? But see, the thing people not paying attention to is, I'm gonna tell you the thing that changed all of that. When Tank told Devin 2027, he said, "Nah, I'm not. I can't do this Zuffa deal." You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think Devin just bounced out of the Zuffa thing.
That's good. Very
Personally.
good point. Just
See, but see, people don't be paying attention, bro. Like it's you know what I mean?
I'm gonna just say this.
Man.
I'm gonna say this. If somebody had $100 million on the table, matter of fact, he said a deal worth more than $100 million. If Zuffa had that kind of money on the table, I would seriously doubt that that move. I seriously doubt that their move had anything to do with Tank. That's almost a fantasy fight at this point. I don't realistically believe that fight is ever gonna happen. Shout out to the professor and McQueen. I feel you for seeing it that way. I mean, you might see it different, right? Because you might believe that the fight still could happen. And if I'm a guy that thinks that, then maybe I understand where you're coming from. Maybe you went on the side where PBC is working with now. You could say that maybe that's an angle out the realm of possibility. But for me, I just think he went with whoever was willing to pay him the most money. And it just
I guess that's a good point too, though. I mean, I was just thinking, like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's because of that, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
It was good with it. Look, Mag, it's possible, man.
Hey, Mag, you're not that far. Hey, Mag, you're not that far off, bro. And I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Just for your own math to check your own work, just for shits and giggles, find out how long Devin's gonna be over there. And if it's less than 2 years or a year, you might be absolutely spot on.
Yep.
Yeah. Got my audio,
See
Jeff.
behind the hands right here. This type of stuff.
Hey, well, real quick, let me let me
Notice
jump in
he
real quick. Hey,
Go
just
real
ahead.
salute,
fast.
man.
He
What's up, bro?
extorting Shakur, but not Abdullah Mason, not Keyshawn Davis, not
Hey,
Roy if
let
he
me
worked
jump in
with him.
real quick. I
You
really
know,
wanted to say earlier when Art Man was on. Hey, yo, just do Boston. What's up, bro? Salute, bro. I really wanted to say real quick when Art Man was on, man. You know, salute to bro, but that was kind of whack. You know, like how he came in. It's like the thing I noticed with the Haney fans and channels is they narrative only really work when they make it seem like everybody hate Devin. Like if you notice, that's always their angle is like you hating
Fact.
on Devin, and we could tell them till we blue in the face, like bro, we not hating on him, bro. We just got a criticism, or we just, a lot of information to be fair isn't clear. So just because we got questions on shit that make us a hater, and they'll push that and then push everything behind that. Oh, you remember the Brian Norman fight? Y'all hated him on that. It's like everything isn't hate, but that's the only way that they narrative, in my opinion, that's the only way they narrative seem to work. It's like they gotta make it seem like everybody hate Devin, and it's like that ain't the case.
I agree, bro. I don't hate Devin at all. I really appreciate him in the sport because he give a face to a style that ain't so popular or loved by casuals. So I appreciate what he do in the game. I don't think I have any hate for any of them dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you for even putting it in those words.
I
I
mean,
don't
I got
think.
a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Sorry, bro. No. I'm cool, bro. Oh, wait. I'm cool.
Just you can hear me. I want to make
Yeah,
sure my audio. I want to make sure my audio is good.
I
Oh
can
yeah,
Uh,
hear
you
you, bro.
clear.
okay. Yeah. So
yeah, I hear
Mag.
you.
Yeah, Mag. I think you touching on some things. What I like to say to the topic is this. I think it's all about. Well, I think Haney's they use Zufa and they use Shakur to kind of create leverage to try to create the deal. They saw Tszyu go get a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Common sense. I know they sat back and saw Tszyu, and I think that's what began to get their minds kind of rolling. I think they were really knee deep in a Zufa deal to a degree, or at the point of signing. Um, I do think the other brother, Tim Bradley, also spoke on the fact that I don't know how true that is that the Haneys actually signed a contract with Zufa, but they didn't like the fact that Shakur was getting paid more money than they didn't like the money. They felt like
Mm-hmm.
Shakur was getting more money, and they also didn't like the fact that somewhat there was some sense of the whole Zufa thing and sponsorships. That's what it was. That's what Tim Bradley's saying. So I'm taking a combination of multiple different things. I think when Tszyu signed that deal, they started to think. I think when Tank contact, I think they started to think. And I
Yeah.
think that I think they went to DAZN with a contract showing interest, showing that Zufa's interested, and they used that to secure the deal they have with Dan's. So that's what I think. I think they use Shakur, they use Zufa to create almost market value, like to inflate to increase their value.
That's
And
literally what I said.
I think when Bill caught wind that Shakur was already in talks with Zufa, that's when he started the whole YouTube media campaign because he was trying to get ahead of everything. And I think he did a great job at doing it. I don't agree with it. Me personally, I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm not praising any kind of that, all that kind of behavior. I don't have no respect for that. That's like all garbage. I don't care. That's like a lot of times, like I feel like we're afraid to be critical because they make everybody a hater. No, the reality is
Yeah.
this. That's not cool, bro.
Yeah.
You're
So,
lying on people's name. You do look weak, in my opinion, because
so
go ahead. I'm listening.
no. So question for the panel, right? That I can't, I can't put it together, right? Like I see boxing today, right? And it's like Devin gets all of this praise, right? Talking about he'll fight anybody, and like Crawford was just like, yeah, Devin would fight anybody. He would do this, do that. But I'll be like, Devin calls out people that's two classes below him, right? And he's somehow, oh, Devin's a gladiator. Devin would do this, he would do that, but he's always calling out somebody that's smaller than him. right? And then and then at the same time, then they bash Tank for bringing people up. It like the shit doesn't even add up to me anymore, bro. Like man, like I don't know, bro. Like
Right.
he
Everybody hit that
like
like button. I
like
get
I
it.
mean like dude called out Tank Shakur, bro. Them dudes is smaller than you, bro. Like it's crazy to me, bro. Like it's crazy to me, bro.
Yeah, and
I
then
can't.
there's fans go on smear campaigns about how the smaller guy's scared to jump up to 47 and fight him like he did the same thing when he got to 47. It's just, it get ridiculous, bro. But I guess it it just keeps their name in the media. I guess that's what this is all boils down to with them. And I'm standing on my square, man. Clout chase, if I ever seen one. You can't make no fight on Twitter. And if you ain't lift a finger behind the scenes to dial a number, to make a phone call, to really try to get it going, that shit was all for show. I don't care who was doing it, for that matter. Who was doing it? What happened to the bout agreement? All that shit go out the window, right? Signed the fight, but didn't sign the bout agreement. What happened to that? Now that scrap, and on what platform was that fight happening on? I said this to people all that time. He was giving y'all a bunch of bullshit fluff, and y'all was running with it. And then y'all talking about somebody need to stay at 35 or 40 and stop calling out Devin. Are y'all slow? Or are y'all not just paying attention? Like he was not thinking about him. That guy spoke about the fight being the biggest fight, and then they put this fake ass pressure about a fight that they wanted that was only being negotiated online. I told y'all y'all got it directly from the source. Ain't nobody speaking to them about that fight. So I'm like, oh, so everything you're promoting in the media is smoke and mirrors. And you was on these different platforms talking about how Zuffa wanted this fight, right? But he had to take it and the money was good. And then you went another direction. This is more bullshit. You made the people make it seem like that's where y'all was going in the effort to make that fight. Then Buddy beat you to the punch. I don't know, however that worked out. Then the next bullshit narrative came. They value Dev more. That's what's taking so long. Keyshawn didn't sign yet. That's why Zuffa ain't make the announcement, because they want to make it part of the deal. And then you get up here today, you try to make it seem like that's not what you just put out. Y'all been putting out a lot of misinformation, bro. And it's just Devin Haney said it. Y'all don't listen. Are y'all just fans? Y'all not supporters, because you would have heard him. Says stop trying to read between the lines. The announcement going to be made. He said it.
Yep.
He said it. That's to everybody, but his supporters too, because y'all was guessing wrong. Y'all was just throwing shit out there. He said that, fam. Just let it happen.
That's why I say it's not necessarily Haney. It be the fans that kind of make it seem like everybody hate him. Like Haney be chilling. Devin be chilling, bro.
Yeah, and so my take on that is that I disagree 1,000%, because the father Haney, he puts out a lot of misinformation, and that misinformation is allowed to fester and develop and to grow. And then once they step back and they see how chaotic it is, then they come with the sweet line of, hey, don't read between the lines. But you're creating that because you're not being direct, clear, or truthful about what you're doing. Go ahead.
Then we got to take it back real quick, brother. Then we got to take it back to what Behind the Hand said earlier. And he mentioned a good point, was that Bill's father, if Bill hadn't created this hype around his son with Shakur, and however he's been moving, going to the table to get that DAZN deal, or any deal, wouldn't have been as big. So
I agree.
I think, we got to give Bill credit, because he's doing what he needs to do to maneuver his son.
So I agree. I agree with
Even
you.
though it might rub some people wrong, it might.
Yeah, no. It's okay to call it for what it is, though. See, that's the thing, is that I agree with you. There's nothing. That's not nothing new. Let's make it clear. People use other people sometimes in business to excel. It happens all the time. What we just witnessed before our eyes, we watched the slander and the misinformation and the lies of a great fighter be destroyed in the public image, all for the sake of personal and financial gain. If people congratulate that, more power to you. I'm not with that. I don't care about that. Like that don't impress me. Like if you gotta get your contract off of lying and pretending that you're about greatness, but in reality you're really about your money, That's why you went saying that you want to fight at 147 and you won't go down to 144, but then all of a sudden now you're open to going down to 144 because you felt like you had no options. I'm telling you, Tszyu signing that deal with Dan's sparked even more interest in the Haneys, and they got real smart, and they was like, well, if he got a deal, why can't we get a deal? And I believe the Zuffa issue and the Shakur issue, I think they took that to Dan's, and Dan's was like, yo, look, we're gonna rock with that. We're gonna take that away from that, and etc. And then that's what it is. Like if you gotta lie, steal, and pillage and all that stuff to gain, I'm not with it, bro. Like that don't, and it's okay to be honest. Go ahead.
Right. Shout out to you. I'm with you, bro. Look, and that's all I'm saying. I get some of it is you trying to gain your leverage and different things like that. I just don't agree with the slander method. I don't even care if you talking about how you want to fight. That's fine. But when you start creating extra details and putting out information that's not solid, then that's when I start having a problem. And like I said, there's some people that hang on to his every word, and they don't know how to separate the fluff from the substance. They don't know when he talking some shit that you could take with you and some shit that you could you're supposed to be entertained by. They can't separate the two. Everything is all lumped in the same when you live in Haney land. And that's all I've been saying, bro. Y'all gotta stop tearing down these fighters on y'all way to fighting them or not fighting them. It's lame. It's the same shit over again. How you telling the world your son saying one thing and you saying the next? Y'all against 44, all the fans arguing against it. Then the fighter says yes on Twitter. See what I'm saying? Like, y'all be trying to speak for this guy, and y'all add to the misinformation that already be out there. You got to think who's really is willing to sit on the platform and say Keyshawn Davis is cycling off.
Question.
That's so quiet.
Just do into panel. Why do you think the Haneys use steroid allegations when it comes to certain fights? Like they did it with Brian Norman Jr. Why is this repeating again? Why do y'all think?
Make me feel like it's maybe you got something. Do you got something to worry about? Like, are you worried about something? Because like, why do that though? Like, why go there with it? Like, god damn, bro. Like, just fight the man. You already ignored him for the 20 days. You know what I'm saying? Ignored the elephant in the room. You was still on Shakur back. Yeah, man, we fight Shakur. You on every platform. Yeah, man, they got the money, man. It's the fight they said they want. They don't want Keyshawn. They want Shakur. We want Shakur. That shit just is crazy. You just played everybody face. Keep that belt. Defend it, man. I hope they get paid the money they looking for, and we get to see this fight. Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a different kind of laugh if y'all don't make this fight next. And I ain't trying to hear somebody duck you. That story gonna get old fast. You had a welterweight division where it's thin at the top. Yeah, I think you should have just focused on that weight class and try to run through those guys up there. But instead, you've entertained all your conversations after Brian Norman has been with the guys that's lightweight dudes that had 1 or 2 fights at 40. After the Rolly shit fell out, you went back picking in the smaller divisions, and then your fans go online and talk about how you want to fight everybody. Yeah, I guess so. Everybody that's in those divisions that you grew out of, man. Some Debo that you really are, fam. I respect you. I think you'll fight these dudes too, but I think a lot of shit got to be right for you to take these certain matchups, and that's why you hear all this. It's like a smear campaign all over again for Shakur. He was scared at 35. Now, if you without the Tszyu fight, he would legit be 2 weight classes away. So if he was scared when y'all was in the same weight class, why would he grow heart and balls with y'all being 2 weight classes away? Is my thinking. So why even revisit that? Why even go back to a fight that y'all try to sell to everybody? This guy is so scared. Why even waste your time? Like you get at some point, people got to wake up and see that shit for what it is, man. You know damn well the fight not happening has zero to do with either guy being scared. But y'all know what it is with him. And that tape that I keep in the stash when y'all get on my nerves real bad, that says everything I need to know. There's never gonna be no getting away from that. That was the most honest Bill Haney you've ever heard when he was referring to Shakur Stevenson. That little clip, the little minute clip where he had to be honest, man. He's the big Nick. He's the big home. You got off it was considered a good day. But then in the public, yeah, man, he's scared, man. He got to put on some more weight. You got to put some muscle on. Y'all should have just stayed in y'all weight class and let that shit happen when he got there. Instead of trying to force a fight that behind the scenes you were not trying to make. I don't respect
But
that at
just
all.
you just gave reason. Just you just gave reason why though.
Mhm.
You talking about a welterweight division that is very thin at the top, which you just said exactly.
Mhm.
And to be honest with you, Shakur Stevenson, let's just say he moved to 147. Is he
Right.
not one of the most popular people in that division?
Right, yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the aim, I guess, you know, and not just with Devin. I don't want to seem like I'm singling him out, but just the game of finding the next closest fighter that could be relative to my situation and grow my name on that. Not to say that that's what they did. I'm not saying it, but you know, but that's definitely the game.
Right, it is 100%, and they play it well. I give them plenty of credit for it. Like they know how to keep their name spinning in the cycles. They know what narratives the place out there. They know how
Regis Prograde called him a slick motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? Right. He meant that shit. And you know what he meant. You can't call somebody bluff, man, by essentially telling people that a certain entity wanted to fight, and then you don't end up over there. You go opposite. You can't call somebody bluff if the only place you're talking about the fight is on interviews and on social media. And I mean that. I would say it on both sides. The only reason I don't have that energy for Shakur, because he kept trying to tell y'all what it was. He made a tweet. He said what weight classes he was at, said fighters at 35 and 40, come get your issue. What did they keep doing? Man, it's the biggest fight in boxing. That's the fight we want next, man. We want Shakur. They did that shit. They created this. Like, you get what I'm saying? And then argued about where the fight would be at. That's how you know it wasn't going to happen. It was too much arguing about weight. It's the same bullshit. 35, it was about him being drained, and we already knew what that was about. And now it's I ain't coming back to 40. Well, leave a man alone, and like he said, and focus on your weight class. Y'all made it seem like he backed down to something. He just like, bro, I'm not coming up, and I know you don't want to come down. Leave it there. He was the only one trying to be genuine while y'all was the ones kept keeping his name. That's the fight we pressing for. Keyshawn telling you, I'm going to whoop your son ass, Bill. Bill responds, hey, man, get Shakur on the phone. What are you talking about? Like, get Shakur on the phone. Did you just hear what he said? He said he going to whoop your son ass, man. Same guy that got y'all at risk of losing your title. I can't wait to see that fight. I swear I hope everything go according to plan. Purse bid, go through, pay them dues, whatever. I'm not in their pockets. I just want to see a fight. But I'm telling you, I'm going to have a different kind of energy if they'll make this fight next. And they say something, oh, you know, we couldn't get the money we was looking for. Oh, man, I don't give a damn. I'm going to go in. I'm just letting y'all know. Son of God, what's good with it, homie? I think it's a great fight for boxing, man. Instead of promoting that shit and letting so much time slip by, they promoted something that they knew that wasn't happening. That's my biggest frustration. And with that comes a lot of unnecessary false narratives and slander. And y'all have convinced yourselves as boxing fans you can duck people that's not even in the same weight class. That shit is idiotic to me. It's foolish to me. That's like saying, you know, the guy at 47 is ducking the whole 54, right? I could handpick guys at the higher weight class and say he ducking those dudes. Or I can go up to 60 and say, yo, he ducking, you know, the champions. I said, it's foolish, bro. Let's talk real boxing. That's all I've ever wanted from them was a solid announcement that we could use. The DAZN thing, you see what I'm saying? Solid. Now that the 20 days is done, now they saying their focus is Keyshawn. They going to pursue with the purse bit. Solid. That's all I ask for. Give me something that we could use that I know that's coming next, so we can really talk about it. You get what I'm saying? I spend a lot of time talking about these narratives because people be filling up comment sections, tagging me. Then when it's time to talk boxing, y'all all got to mow the lawn and shit, right? Now y'all got to walk your fish. And you get what I'm saying? Like, click links, bro, and have a genuine boxing conversation. All that little petty bickering and arguing. Get what I'm saying? I'm a logical, reasonable person, bro, but I know what I've seen. This was a bit of a clout chase move to me. And yeah, he already got clout. So did he need it? No, but maybe he did try to use the ideal of this fight happening for some type of leverage. I don't know, but I know clout chasing when I see it. I know what lack of intent is when I hear it. You get me? When you go on a public platform and tell them people that you ain't speaking to that side, how you going to make a fight? Explain that. Mm-hmm. How serious are you? Explain that. Come on, man. That's all I be asking for. Let's be real, man. That should be asking y'all to just be dumb. Yeah, believe anything I say, man. If I tell y'all two fighters could be on the same contract, don't question it. Yeah, I could do it because I'm the great Bill Houdini. man. I get out of here. Yeah, focus on the fights by focusing on what's in front of you. That's all I've been saying. What's real and what's not. You get me? What's coming up and what's not. We knew that fight wasn't coming. I told y'all. And I said what the narrative was gonna be. He ducked y'all. Same bullshit. Remember, y'all don't got no questions. Y'all don't wonder how somebody signed for a fight but didn't sign for the bout agreement, right? Y'all don't never ask no questions where that fight was gonna happen at and what happens now that you inked the deal with DAZN. Do you scrap the fight? You get what I'm saying? And then how was you pressing for a fight to get signed, right? When the whole time you're telling everybody we're not dropping our belt. So it was no way you was ever fighting anybody. Do you understand? Logic, fam. It's just that you're telling us exactly who you fighting, but you're promoting fights that you know ain't gonna happen. And y'all went so low is to try to convince the world that Tank Davis was in the mix. Damn, off inactivity, layoff, like you get champion and recess, like y'all was hanging on to that shit. Then they told, man, he come back next year. Then you had to abort mission and go right back to the Shakur shit, all the way to the 20. Now it's Keyshawn. Shout out to Rob. What's good with it? It's well noticeable. Telling you, man, Devin is going to be the highest paid boxer. I don't care about his money, fam. We're not talking about who got the most money, and you shouldn't either. We should be talking about who the better boxers. Who gives a damn about who's the highest paid boxer? And he still ain't going to be the highest paid boxer, man. I don't even like them conversations because who gives a damn? We want to see who the better boxer out of him and Shakur, not who get more money. And I could really school you to some shit and shoot that narrative right down, but it ain't even worth it. Like, if that's what you believe that. I could care less about their money. I just want to know who the better boxer is. And I think we find that out by making the fight, you know what I mean, at a legit weight class when he get there. You get what I'm saying? Devin, you at 47. That fight will be there for you if you still there when he get there. You getting? You never know what could happen. It maybe happen sooner than later, but I say right now I'm cool with Keyshawn being in the mix, being the one that's up next. He got the opportunity to fight him and get him out the way. You feel like Devin the better boxer? I won't argue you down about your opinion. I respect it. You feel like Devin a better boxer? That's cool. I feel like Shakur's smarter. I feel like he make far less mistakes. He more efficient. Hit his jab. Lose less rounds. You know what I mean? So for me, round by round, I feel like Shakur is a smarter, better boxer. You know what I'm saying? With the higher pedigree. I don't know. That's the Zuffa gonna have to figure that out, Felix. You get what I'm saying? Zuffa gonna have to figure that out. You get me? But it's like if it was Devin next, right? If they saying Devin next, then he fought Devin next, then who would be after that? So I think for me, this is why I've always maintained that Shakur gonna fight who wants to fight him. And I know that sounds like a vague answer, but it's real, it's genuine. I really believe he gonna fight who wants to fight him. I truly feel like this is just from my observation of watching his career play out. Whenever it's time for him to fight somebody that's considered a name or a quality fighter, he tends to go through some BS to get the fight. You get what I'm saying? Seen it with Oscar Valdez. It was some issue with him getting that fight. He finally ended up getting it, right? Some would say it was a certain technicality that took place, the issues going on with Crawford and the hot water that Bob and Top Rank was under, right? Or in, should I say, that got him to fight, but it took him a little bit to get it. Think about it. Williams had paid the fight. Took him a little bit to get it. The Tank Davis fight, something that people argued about for some years, right? Devin Haney fight, something people argued about for years. But I think at the end of the day, when you really want to make a fight with him, you make a fight. I truly believe that. And on either side, when fighters want to fight, they make fights. You get me? Teofimo said he wanted to fight Shakur. Shakur said he wanted to fight him. They got on the phone. They teams talked. They made a fight like 1, 2, 3. I don't think that's just because, Teo was a guaranteed win for him. That's why, that's too convenient. I feel like he wanted to fight, that both teams wanted to fight, and we got one. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence happened because both fighters wanted to fight. They even fell out of negotiations. I had to come back to the table. They wanted to fight. That's why it happened. Get what I'm saying? Shock Foster, Raymond Ford, you know what I'm saying? Fights like that happened because they wanted to fight. Get what I'm saying? All these fights happen because guys want to fight. Boots and Xander Zayas, that fight happened because they wanted to fight. You get me? Notice, Boots, and I said this before in a different stream, Boots has a very similar career in terms of like having issues when it comes to certain fights and names. You've seen it with Boots. Look at this shit. Soon as he got in front of Virgil after the face-off and the pathway was clear for both guys to fight, Virgil ends up suing. Then Boots ends up not getting that fight, but he had a good follow-up fight with Xander Zayas. But that notice how when it came for Boots to get in there with somebody that's deemed a threat and Virgil, some people got Virgil knocking out Boots, right? Cool. It's all good, right? Anything can happen in boxing, but look at what happened when it was time for the fight to be made, right? All that back and forth stuff, and then it resulted to no fight. It's kind of similar to Shakur when it's time to make these big fights. We got to over speculate if a contract was sent, if he turned down an offer. It's always a bunch of fluff. And in reality, I think when guys want to make fights, they make fights. You get me? I don't think, and I know this, matter of fact, I know this for a fact. You get what I'm saying? None of these top guys could say that they had offers with him and he turned them down. They can't say it. You get what I'm saying? You hear this shit about guys that ain't deemed on his level. But if we talking about these top tier dudes, none of them can say that. And I don't think none of them have ducked each other. I just think their business haven't allowed these guys to make the fights. And the lack of intent has hampered some of the biggest fights from being made too. All these guys got to figure it out. So to me, if he don't fight Devin, which I never thought he was fighting Devin next, I never thought that that fight, I never thought that was coming. I never felt like Ryo was a bad fight. I hear people trashing it. Ryo coming off a big win in a rematch over a guy like De Los Santos. I mean, shit like that has to be a possibility because the pickings is going to be slim. You're already not fighting a Devin, but you explore possibilities with guys like Antoine Russell. This is why a name like Shock Foster, I wouldn't trip if he fought him, because you need guys that want to fight you, right? Devin has made a move that right now, regardless of the move, he was fighting Keyshawn next and he wasn't fighting him next. So you never was. So I don't think his eggs was in that basket anyway. And look, for me, I just don't care. I don't care. I want to see him fight the best dudes possible. We all know who these fights are, but I have no control over who fights who next, right? I could just choose to support it. And I've said this. That dude fights the guys that want to fight him. Teal fought. Him and Teal fought because they wanted to fight each other. It's just that simple. You get what I'm saying? Shakur, Clout, Chase, Foster. Holy shit, bro. Man. Shout out to you, fam. I ain't into arguing no opinions. That's your opinion about it. Okay. Shakur, Clout, Chase, the guy that he got more clout than, he's looked at as better than. You talking about a generational talent compared to a guy that they just started talking about with his last 2 wins. I don't think he need no clout off shot, to be real honest with you. You know what I mean? But I do think it'd be a cool fight if they fought. But again, Shock Foster already shook hands with Navarrete before him and Shakur did that face-off. So I want people to know that. He said that already. They agreed to fight. Then he did the face-off with Shakur. I have no issue with it because I believe Shock Foster fights Shakur. I think he's just lobbying for a big fight. And if he could get that big fight, of course, he'll take it. So he's just doing what a fighter's supposed to do. But if this was anybody else, y'all have something to say. You already shook hands with Navarrete and agreed that y'all going to fight. Then you did the face-off shit with Shakur. So which one was it? You fighting Shakur or Navarrete? And who do y'all think he's fighting next? And then on top of that, he dropped the interim title at 135 after saying, after I beat Cool Boy, I'm going to press the button on Shakur. Pressing the button wouldn't be dropping back down to 130, defending your title against another 30-pounder, and then calling for a guy that just won the title at 40. You get what I'm saying? So the problem is he just don't have the leverage to demand that fight. It's not a big fight. It's a big opportunity for him, but it's not a big fight for Shakur. Would I want to see it? Absolutely. But Top Rank and company already know they got plans for O'Shaquie Foster, and it's not Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? I always thought they was trying to get him a unification next. I never thought that Top Rank was all, gung-ho about, oh, yeah, we got to push for the Shakur fight. That's just not what happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he dropped. Shaq Foster dropped the 135 interim title. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're talking to me, Mike Bay, but I say at one time, respect is everything over here in this platform, fam. You can have a conversation without any type of disrespect. Have your opinion. I'm not arguing opinions at all, but any disrespect, I'm not going. I'm just letting you know that. That's the fair warning. And we just keeping it boxing today. I ain't gonna give you no toxic boxing talk. I just hope you come in with the right energy, fam. Just talking boxing. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Radio, what's good, homie?
Man, chilling, man, out on the move, man. Just listen to you cook up, man.
So look, I want to make sure the record reflects that we want to congratulate and salute Devin Haney for once again showing you why they matter in boxing, despite what his detractors or the people that don't like him say, despite how people feel about Bill. I absolutely think he's great for boxing. Not everything he does is great for boxing, but overall, I think he's done way more good than harm. So I rock with him and what his son is doing. So I've said this time and time again that I knew they would figure out something that would make sense, but I always questioned what was taking so long for it to be announced, you know, because he said something weeks ago and you like, dang, you still thinking like, dang, this usually don't happen. So in that process, I think some things changed. I think maybe they could have been leaning towards Zuffa. I think Shakur getting there first could have impacted it. And I think it could have created a situation where they was looking to kind of, people bid on you a little bit. I think you had more value than what some people think, maybe even myself, but we'll see. I hope they pay you whatever it is you're looking for. I don't care, but I just hope that they're still trying to make fights like the Shakur fights. It shouldn't matter where y'all signing at. If these dudes want to make fights, they should make them. And a prime example of that is, Dana White, Conor Benn is a Zuffa fighter, right? He's fighting Ryan Garcia, who's Oscar De La Hoya, who calls him Uncle Fester, fam. They go back and forth. Shout out to you, Mike Beck. He goes back and forth with him, right? They don't like each other, but I think for the betterment of the sport and for business, you put petty differences and grievances to the side, right? And you make that money. And I think that's where they at. And I just hope that that's the ideal, no matter where Shakur went. Because to me, like I said, and this is just me, y'all, I watched people complain about every move he made. I heard him complain, oh, why did he go to Top Rank? I'm talking about the start of his career. Why he didn't just go to PBC? He said that was never an option. He had no relationship with them. So he went to Top Rank. Then when he left and he turned down that deal and that for sure money, people said, man, he's going to regret that. He should have re-signed. After already complaining about him being there and saying he went there to avoid fights. Then he goes with Eddie Hearn. You get what I'm saying? And mind you, never fought on the DAZN card officially. People don't peep that. Them fights was Padley, Williams and Peter, Tszyu. That was Turkey. It was Saudi card.
Green magazine.
You get me? So but they still, the narrative was the same. You went over there because X, Y, and Z, or this fighter, that fighter don't like this guy, so you ducking. Then you do work with Turkey in that process, right? And that's the same narrative. Now you add Dana White to the mix. Now that narrative is the same. And I feel like for me, at some point, it sounds like you don't want to fight this dude because that's too convenient that everywhere you go is wrong for you to fight him, right? Like, nah, I can't do it over there. But you've seen guys that, on that other side make cross promotional fight. You're seeing this stuff happen, and it simply comes down to all parties involved wanting to fight. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. And you get me? So we know some of these fights is going to make money, and I'm putting a responsibility equally on both fighters. When you say you want to fight somebody, I expect you to do whatever it is that you can do in your position to try to push for a fight. Not get on Twitter. I'm not impressed with how well you can tweet and sway the opinion of people. I'm impressed with how fast you can actually go behind the scenes and move the needle to make a fight. That impresses me because that tells me you really want it. And I'll say, and this is about anybody talking about making a fight and the conversation don't lead past social media and some interviews, they're not being honest with you. That anybody, I don't got to even put a name on it. That's any situation, any scenario where they're doing that. And that's why I told you I took that word negotiation, this trick with a grain of salt. They was just throwing that shit around. I'm negotiating with this one. Next week we negotiating with this one, and it's far like you just hyping people. It's like a whole bunch of foreplay and then nothing. You know what I mean? Like now we got a solid announcement, like I said. So salute to that
And then
man.
it took a while for people to actually, it like took a while for people on that side to understand that when certain people mentioned negotiations, they were actually really just talking about going in the DMs. They weren't talking about sending an offer, sending paperwork, really contacting the managers of the
You get
company.
me?
They're doing like online, like banter and like, you know, to like stir it up and get it talking. And that's not necessarily negotiation. You know what I
At
mean?
all. And I don't have a problem with like, trying to, hype the people a little bit, but just be honest. Just be honest with us, because at the end of the day, that's all we want. We want something that we can really talk about. It's fun to try to break down experience versus pedigree. That I feel like that's what I'm labeling the fight with Keyshawn and Devin, right? They say Devin got all this experience, but I feel like something that is going to be able to combat that experience very well is the pedigree. You get what I'm saying? This dude fought at a high level as an amateur, right? Fought some of the best in the world, seen a multitude of styles. And, I got some video coming up with Bill and his coach where they was chopping it up a little bit. And he feels like one of Keyshawn's kryptonite is a boxer. So that's what I want to get to. Y'all, I had to get past the narratives, y'all. Y'all know I'm big on the telling the truth. But notice, and this is anybody that's listening, I don't care how much you disagree, I made sure I didn't speak no slanderous shit that's like holding this guy in a negative light. I'm big on that. I want to give these dudes their credit, and I just want fights that we could build on. Get what I'm saying? Like this weekend, we got Spence. We buying that fight and we calling it, man. We just want real fights that we can support, bro. And Haney, you and Keyshawn Davis, to me, is a real fight. Win, lose, or draw on either side, y'all got my support. I'm glad Keyshawn with 15 fights will even want to be in this position, be adamant about, hey, man, I want to fight Devin Haney. Like, you get me? Devin Haney, you risking a lot. You stand to risk a lot if you lose to this young man. You get me? There's always risk, right? Is your experience and your skill set, your style, like your father says, that going to be all you need to go out there and beat this man? It very well could be. But the great thing is we get a chance to see that shit. That's all. All this arguing about fights that ain't happening and who ducking. Y'all got to stop listening to people that just want to argue boxing. Fam, y'all need to start. I would encourage anybody to focus more a bit on the business side of things, right? And trying to understand that side. I don't know it all, but it's stuff that I understand. And when certain fights don't materialize, and then you hear like representatives of the certain fighter come out and speak, start to make a lot of sense, man. Guys don't be having leverage to make certain fights, especially if it's just a big fight for you. And then you talking about a guy that's one of the most accomplished in boxing. He got some options. Something gonna get figured out where they gonna have to find a fight for him, right? Either that or you run the risk of paying him a ton of money to fight nobody. So either way, he gonna win, but we don't. So we don't want to see that. And I know that's not what he wants. He seemed like he signed up over there with the idea that all fights will be on the table for him. And I just want to, whatever that first fight is, I ain't tripping, man. I hear people, Art Man was throwing out the Ryo thing. Let me just get my little quick thoughts again on Ryo. Not a bad fighter. Do I think he'll beat Shakur? No, but it don't matter what I think, right? Pretty sure people probably didn't think Ryo was getting knocked out by De Los Santos just as much as they probably didn't think De Los Santos was going to get knocked out by Ryo in a rematch, right? You just got to see the fights. At the end of the day, you fight who want to fight you, and that's all I could want as a fan, right? I could want the best fights, but I know a lot of it's too much ego and shit. These guys want to play internet games and PR games, right? That's what that is. If you're not willing to reach out to said team to make the fight and you just on the internet about it, like I said earlier, and just in these interviews talking about what you want, that's not real. That's like me saying I want to grow my channel, but I don't post no videos, go live. Would y'all believe me? I want 1 million subscribers, or let me say something more attainable, 20,000. I want 20,000, y'all. But I ain't going to really put in no work to get you. Going to be like, bro, you don't really want it. And that's is right, because you're going to do the things necessary to get there is all I'm saying. Making a fight, you're going to do more than tweet about it. You're going to do more than interview about it, right? You're going to make them phone calls. You're going to get on the line with the necessary people, and you're going to see what's what. And when that door closes and they tell you, hey, look, we going in this direction and that direction, I have no problem with you coming up and speaking your truth. Like, look, try to make a fight. They wanted to go in another direction. They turned us down. Whatever you need to say, tell your truth, but don't pump fake this shit on the internet. That's all I'm saying. And y'all run the same play again, man. Stop slandering guys that you know will get in there and fight the man. Y'all know them dudes will fight with the right situation and the right money. We gonna see a Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. I truly believe that, but we not gonna get it with social media tweets and agreeing on social media on either side. On either side, let me be very clear and fair. On either side, and that's not how you make no fight. But one guy was saying, "Look, I signed a contract. You drop your belt after that. You could put it in the contract to sign. I'll sign it, and you could drop the belt." All right, so you get what I'm saying? Shout out to Courtney. So that's all I'm saying, man. Like you know what I mean? Just give us something that we can use, fam. Like these dudes is phenomenal fighters. Instead of comparing their money, I'm not comparing their money. I'm looking at two pure boxers that got shitted on for years. No matter who I think gonna win the fight, I support them both. I watched them get trashed for years. I watched the boxing world turn on Devin Haney because he got cheated by Ryan Garcia, and I wasn't with this shit. I was a full supporter as I am now. I just don't think he's gonna beat Shakur when they fight, and I'm optimistically saying that. You get me? But still a hell of a fight. I don't think it's an easy fight for neither guy, but I stand on my square. You get me? But I see two fighters that arguably struck the best deal for either of their careers as of late, right? That's what I think. I don't care how many M's it is. To me, they both got paid. That's what I seen, right? And one guy could have positively influenced the next decision, right? In a positive, and got to be a negative thing, right? You could have made him look like he got even more value, right? You went over to the Zuffa. They said, man, shit, y'all ain't the only ones that could sign. You get me? Maybe they like, look, we need, and we could use somebody too. Eddie Hearn did start speaking a bit different about Devin Haney. So maybe it was some breadcrumbs in that. You get me? Because he did start speaking a different tone. This dude clearly was on record saying he overpaid this guy once upon a time because he was in the same position Zuffa is in now. So to me, I was thinking he wouldn't want to revisit that, right? Being that, you get me? But it seemed like, man, I don't know, maybe the ideal of Zuffa signing up everybody, maybe they had to strike a deal too. You're not gonna get both of them. You got us the core, but you ain't about to get Dev too. He clearly got value, and shout out to him and Bill for showing that shit. Signing a deal directly with the DAZN multi-fight deal, get your bag. But I still
because Loki, what it seemed like is, just to be fair, it seemed like, you know, people were trying to freeze the Haneys out, you know, and for one reason or another. And it seemed like if this fight would have went to purse bid, that's what I was saying. If this fight would have went to purse bid, we would have saw how much Devin Haney is really worth. So this deal, this deal really kind of saved it from going to there, being that it was going to be live auction. Remember, it was supposed to be live. So we were all going to be able to see the numbers, and really it was going to be a lot of people looking at that more than people thought. And, you know, I think this move again was good. Like, he went, Bill and them, and they went in there and made them respect their worth. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of had to, you know, do some maneuvering, but they, at the end of the day, you know, the Haney team forced the people to recognize their worth. So yeah, salute to them, you know.
Shout out to John BX, my dog, man, back in that suicide. So just what I understand is why the purse bid has officially been canceled. If Dev is now with the DAZN, are they still gonna let it go to bid? Oh man, pardon me, y'all. I might be slipping a little bit. I didn't catch that, but that's what bro was saying. So they officially canceled the purse bid? Did they? I didn't know. Let me double check on that. I didn't see nothing on it. Let me see. Let me look it up, man.
Yeah, I've not heard that though.
Oh, okay. Nah, it's still scheduled. It's saying it's still scheduled to be live stream too.
That's interesting.
Yeah, live streamed across the WBO's official social media platforms. Though both camps can still cancel if they strike a deal beforehand. And I told y'all purse bid ain't canceled. Shout out to the right. John BX, appreciate the love. Nah, it ain't canceled. And I told y'all, fam, that's what the 20 days was about. If they could strike a deal or figure something out that makes sense, they don't even have to go to purse bid. Y'all act like y'all don't know boxing, and if y'all don't, just pay more attention or go do some homework. I'm a student of this. I don't know everything. If I get something wrong, feel free to come up here and put me on game, man. I'm not one of them ego-driven people. I don't know everything, but I've been learning a lot, man, paying attention to this game, man. And this shit right here it's gonna be a teachable moment. I would love to see
So
this.
what does
You know what I
that
mean? Try
mean
to
to
learn
me?
from a live stream. He sounded like the other day, Cal, Frank Martin. What was it? A day or two ago? A couple days ago with Top Rank, he just signed.
So what does that mean if the purse bid is still on, but the Haney team has signed a deal directly to DAZN, which is supposed to include Keyshawn Davis as the first fight, according to reports?
I don't know how that affects things. I would have thought he had more maybe freedom, flexibility from the financial side with him kind of striking the deal directly. You get what I'm saying? So it's a teachable moment for me to learn how that's all going to materialize. But that's why I want to be front row and center to, you know what I mean, pay attention to this situation to kind of get anything from it that I can, you know what I mean, learn from this shit. Cause I want to see how it materialize, because this could be the difference between a fight happening and not happening, especially if a guy deemed it not lucrative enough to take it, and a dude like Haney. So, but I would, like I said, I would think with a deal being done, it would give him the freedom or some flexibility there. But I don't know how that exactly works out, though. But we gonna learn. If you know, you know, man. I appreciate this. Y'all sending the Jews, Big Mason, my dog. Appreciate you, fam. Y'all hit that like button. Everybody hit the like button, sub to the channel. We gonna, and the link is pinned, bro. For anybody that want to come up and chop it up. Sonny was good with it. Cool hands, my dog. What's up, man? Yeah, that's your opinion, boxing edge, and you entitled to it, fam. You know what I'm saying? You entitled to it. It's not an argument for me. You feel like it's not clout chasing, it's part of the game. Nah, and that's for you. No problem. No harm, no foul. That's how you see it. I respect it. You know what I mean? I can understand it, because I think to a degree it is part of the game. It really is, right? They all do it. But why I called it a clout chase, because they made it seem like it was all systems go. They made it seem like that was the fight, and they was just waiting on his signature. It was a contract in his possession, right? He signed the fight, but didn't sign the bout agreement. All he had to do was just sign the bout agreement, and the fight would have been here. But at the same token, boxing edge telling you that they're not vacating their title. So if they're not vacating their title, that tells you what? They're not fighting Shakur Stevenson. They're fighting who? Keyshawn Davis. That's why I said it's a clout chase. And then the Tank Davis got added in the mix. So it's not a big deal. You don't got to agree with my theory or my ideal of why they clout chase, but I could explain to you where I'm coming from with it. And again, it was all they ain't know what leg they wanted to stand on, depending on the day. Was he ducking you? Is he too small and you gonna wait for him to come up? Or is you waiting for him to just sign the bout agreement, right? It was too many different narratives, and it was like, if Shakur signed, that's just who we fight, you know, because it's the bigger fight. And he went on these platforms doing all this shucking and jiving, and we knew what was coming up next because he told us, we're not letting go of the title. That means you had to fight Keyshawn, right? I think we could be agreeing on that. So I thought it was a weak clout chase. You wasn't fighting the dude. I don't really think they was all that excited about going to 44. Yeah, he said it on Twitter. So I'll say maybe he would have done it. But I question, how much did you really push for a fight when you're not speaking to the people that can get it done? You're only going on social media. And remember, y'all, he also duped the people, because he was speaking about who did he tell everybody that had the money for the Shakur and Devin fight? Zuffa. Right? Oh, he's saying why hasn't it been canceled? Oh, shit. Yeah, good question, John. My bad. Pardon me.
That's what I was asking too, though.
Question, man.
Yeah, that's what I was
He's
asking
saying, why
too,
hasn't it? Yo, my bad. Why you don't
why
understand
hasn't
why the
it been
first bit
canceled?
hasn't been. Pardon me,
Yeah.
John. Pardon me, my dog. I see you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If
I don't
they've
know. Maybe
signed
they
that
just
deal,
still gonna let it play out.
Yeah, if they signed that deal, and that deal, according to reports, that it's supposed to include Keyshawn as the first fight, then why would the purse bid still be scheduled and they starting bid? You know, if they sign that DAZN deal for multi-millions, a non-figure deal, why would the purse bid still be going on? They starting at 200,000.
Right.
That don't make sense.
Yeah, expect them to announce the fight on Monday, just before the deadline. Shout out to my guy, the plug, man. L Dub, the plug. Billy, a good hustler. That's why he jumped on it. Bill don't want no bid.
Salute to Bill.
So he's saying he's expected to get announced Monday. So we'll see. We'll see, man.
Yeah,
Bill is good at what he do,
We'll
man.
see.
Think he a better manager than trainer, and that's not slighting him as a trainer. I just think he put his son in some really good positions business wise. Platt boy, my dog, was good with it, homie. Yeah, we could keep saying that all day, but we ain't about to chase our tails on it. I ain't trying to convince y'all to think what I think. You know, I'm just calling it what it is. You clout chasing a guy if you only talking about fighting him on social media and in interviews and not reaching out to his team personally. If that to y'all is not what a clout chase is, then don't have to be. You get me? It's just not an argument. I don't want to bicker and go back and forth and try to over explain it. It's all good. Tell me how you see it. It's not fit to you, no problem. You know what I'm saying? No problem. But for me, nobody going to change my opinion on it. Same thing with Foster. Facts. You shook hands to fight a guy and you agreed to it, and now you currently about to fight that guy. How is Shakur ducking you when you already agreed to fight somebody that's in your weight class? Damon was good with it, fam. Was good. So you get me? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. In this case, magnificent to me, it is. It is because it was one side that was adamant about who they was fighting. It was one side saying if a guy did X, Y, and Z, the fight would happen. It was one guy telling us that Zuffa had the money for the fight. Shakur wasn't going on interviews doing all that talking. Bill Haney was doing it. And just for Shakur to end up signing to the guys that you said wanted to fight and you go opposite, how does that tell you he wanted to fight? And regardless of how he played the field and got the bigger deal, cool. I ain't debating that. I don't care. It's more power to him. Bill know what he's doing, man, when it's time to put his son in position. And Dev know how to win the damn boxing match, right? They're a good team, man. He's the mouthpiece when he need to be, and Dev do the fight, and they work very good together. That's why people like me support him, I would think. So we rock with it. But again, still clout chasing because you're not really physically trying to make the fight. You want to control public perception. Public perception is, yeah, y'all, we fighting this guy next, but he telling y'all we not dropping our belt. That's playing with y'all. You can't do both. You get what I'm saying? And I can see if at one point he would have said the only way this belt leaving us is if we get in the ring with you and they strip us. Like, he could something that simple, right? It's something that simple, but nah, you want to poke your chest out and you want to like ignore what the rules are and try to say what you're not going to do, but who you fighting at the same time. And that's foolish to try to tell the people that you fighting a guy that we know you're not fighting. Get what I'm saying? So, and plus it was too much arguing about weight. I didn't think that, if they had a choice, do we stay at our weight class? Do we sacrifice 3 pounds? Nah, we stay at our weight class and we defend our title. Right? I think they might feel like they like their chances against Keyshawn, maybe. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see. Shout out to Dennis. You already know. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So it's simple. Like, they be out like we out to make these dudes like they're the biggest liars in boxing. But nah, I know how I be separating the fluff from the substance, right? You know what I'm saying? And I know when he up there doing his mixtape circus shit. I know when he up there entertaining, right? And if you listen, and I could go to any interview right now and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You could pick damn near any recent interview, I'll show it and we can break this shit down. You'll see him do it. He get asked very straight questions. He very rarely answers them with a yes or a no. It's always a long-winded explanation that sometimes leave you somewhere where you ain't even trying to go. That's what he do. You know what I'm saying? And that's in an effort to kind of try to dance around shit and because he knows sometimes it be fluff what he be on. So all I'm saying is, can you make a fight with somebody without tearing the fighter down? Is that even possible? Can his fans act accordingly online? Could they be responsibly like online about how they speak about these fighters? And I'll say it again and leave it. suggesting that Keyshawn Davis is cycling off steroids is diabolical, and that's the type of stuff
Yeah,
that
that's
people,
crazy, bro.
they will put up no resistance to that. They'll probably be in the chat like, yeah, you're cooking. Nah, you not. You putting a jacket on somebody. You get me? Know what I'm saying? Tell us Keyshawn's a silver medalist that barely lost rounds, and he's dominated his competition by and large, right? He's dominated the guys that they put in front of him, but those guys ain't on our level, right? Debo totally different. I'm cool with all of that. I'm cool with it, and you don't got to say it the way I'm saying it, but why do we got to get this shit that ain't real? Why do we got to get steroid talk in this conversation? This is a really good fight on paper and in the ring. Style matchup, all that. Experience versus pedigree, as I'm going to keep calling it till I see it, right? That's a good fight. It's so much to like about it. Why do we got to detract from one guy to make a conversation about the fight? That kills the fight, idiots, because you're telling me, but if I listen to what the super fans of this fighter are saying, ah, man, this dude's a bum. He's fighting only CNA workers. He got rocked by a CNA worker. He didn't
And the
stop.
thing is,
he missed weight. He's undisciplined. He got mental health issues. It's like you digging into him and you trying to strip him of everything that he is, and then you gonna want credit. And then at the same token, Bill is saying beating him makes y'all pound for pound number one. Make it make sense. Beating a nobody at 15 nobodies get you pound for pound number one. Wow.
But see, the thing is about this game is, like, we can like the fighter all we want, but at the end of the day, it's only gonna be one fighter that's the best. When the best fight the best, and just because Just Do might think and have solid reason, because one thing about Just is he don't be on no emotional shit. He always breaks shit down with facts. So he's actually given a legit argument about why he thinks Shakur Stevenson would wash Haney. That's not a, like, at the end of the day, everybody that people say is the best, they got to fight each other to really prove who's the best. So we can like our, fighter all we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they got to get in the ring and mix it up. And one's going to fall and one's going to, reign supreme. And that's what I think a lot of, like, I think Shakur Stevenson fans and people that fuck with Shakur, like, I don't think they'll be sore losers if he got in there with somebody like like a Boots or somebody like crazy skilled and he lost. It's like, bro, because it'll have to be a great fight. If he lost, it'll have to be something amazing to see. But I think when you have certain fan bases, they have a hard time with the idea of you putting up your guy versus somebody that could pose a threat to their guy, and it's like a frenzy, and it's like, bro, you can't you can't protect your fighter, bro. You can like him, and we could, but you can't. And by protecting him, I'm meaning when they slander him, when they try to say he ain't fought nobody, that's protection. Like when you try to say like people got more knockouts than he got fights, that's like you're trying to talk down the fighter to protect the fighter. You gotta allow these fighters to be, and you gotta let them. You got to hype the fight up and really
build it up. That's what I call it. Build up boxing.
Yeah.
Instead of tearing it down, like, come on, bro. Why we ain't all these dudes super successful? How do we find such negative conversations every day to have of people that's continuing to win? Think about what I'm saying to y'all, and that's on any side. That's for any of these fighters. No hand picking, just the one. No, every last one of them, male, female, everybody in boxing. Especially, and I'm talking about the, should I say, speaking of the elite level talent, the top tier talent, these people continue to win. They show us why we get up here and talk about them. So within that, how do y'all create such negative conversations centered around fighters that all they've done in their careers is win? I don't get it. It don't make sense to me. And that's why y'all focus so much on interviews. And like, shout out to Tim. You said Shakur put his foot in his mouth about the rehydration talk. Let me level with you, fam. It was some double talk in there, and I think he was misinformed because when he spoke about Tank, he said all these clauses, and I think in his mind, he's done it way more than he's done it. In reality, he's only done it in 2 fights, and we understand why, which is the same reason why Shakur is suggesting a rehydration clause with a Conor Benn. Well, really, you know what? He suggested it because you did it to Chris Eubank, so give me the same thing, I'll fight you. But it's a bit of double talking. You was against it with Tank, then you suggested it for a particular fight for yourself, right? I'm with you. But does Ryan Garcia put his foot in his mouth when he said him and Shakur could do a whole weight class of 144, he'd fight Shakur? Then he said, scrap that. I'll come to 140 and take his belt. and now he's fighting Conor Benn. Did he put his foot in his mouth, or you only see it one way? Just asking. Just asking. You see why I don't choose to like argue about silly things like that? Because every fighter in boxing has contradicted themselves. Every single one of them. And we'll spend all day just arguing about petty things. The real is he told you what weight classes he was trying to campaign at, and you had a 47-pounder and his dad campaigning actively that they was fighting him, and it was in negotiations, and they've been negotiating with him for months. Now, mind you, y'all, what kind of negotiations is going on for months, right? According to Bill, if you've never talked to his team. Well, who are you negotiating with? The fighter?
None. Ain't no
You get me?
negotiation going on.
Rich, what's good? You feel me, radio? That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm very reasonable and logical, but I think it makes people uncomfortable because it goes against things that they wanted to believe were true. Some of y'all want to believe that the reason this fight didn't happen between Core and Dev is because Shakur somehow ducked him and didn't sign a contract. I really believe that.
That's what I'm talking about.
But in reality, he made it seem like the guys that had that contract in place that he was telling Shakur to sign was Zuffa, and he's with DAZN. So what happened to the bout agreement? And what network was that fight taking place on? Do y'all see why I always question this stuff? I told y'all. All this did was prove that I've been right the entire time. I've been right. I told y'all this shit wasn't happening. You can't do it without his team involved, fam. I don't care how many phone calls you have with him by himself. He don't make fights by himself. I'm pretty sure of that. Get what I'm saying? So we'll see. Dominate 135. Yeah, I hear all that, man. But he gonna do what he do. Core gonna try to do what makes the most sense for him. But he told people where he was at, and people complain. Oh, you said you was gonna drop your belt at 140. Oh, they complain. It'd be like, yo, it don't be boxing stuff. Like, can we complain with somebody? Can we talk some shit when somebody kick his ass? Like, I can hear it then. Like, yeah, he said he was gonna do this. Man, got his ass. Well, I'm cool with that. But damn, we overanalyzing everything he say, everything he do, and you got people that are grown men that are much older than him, old enough to be his dad, saying that he made the worst move in boxing. When in reality, he's just securing and setting up his future, just like Devin did. Did Devin make a bad move going to DAZN? Right? Like, nah, man. I see two people that figured it out, bro. Boxing have shitted on them guys for their styles. Both of them have got that, right? How they fight. Both of them have got labeled boring and can't punch. They've said it about both of them. And look where they stand right now. So I feel like I'm happy for both of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I truly hope, though, that that move just gives him any flexibility he would need to make big fights too. That's all I hope. The same for him as I hope for Shakur. I don't hope that it's a bad move. I don't hope that he ends up on an island by himself with no fights. That's stupid.
Right.
That's like telling people you don't really want to see fights if you happy about that. So nah, I just hope that he get every dime, penny, and cent that he got coming to him. But more importantly, I hope, that's his money. But I hope that the conversations is similar to what Shakur was presenting to us for that. Every fight is on the table. That's all. So we can see him. You know what I mean? These fighters go where the money at. So that ultimately, I do feel like Devin went where the better deal was at. And I think maybe DAZN might have had a better one for him. And I think it's a smart move. You know what I'm saying? They try to write you off after a guy beat you with banned substance in the system, fam. So, and somehow, some way, you still made it to be a 3-division champion. Now you just inked what I would think is a pretty damn lucrative deal with DAZN. Shakur, whatever your deal is, I would assume that it's pretty damn lucrative over there on Zuffa. So y'all both winning. But you know how y'all win even more past securing your futures? Because y'all still, in my opinion, I think y'all care about legacy. I think they both do. And how you continue to build on that, fight each other. That's how. So I just hope that whatever deals these guys is in, it's the right one for them, and I hope it keeps all fights on the table and not remove them. That's it. I'm in salute, Bill. You figured it out like you always do. Salute, Dev. Y'all figured it out like y'all always do. But the question that I would have for Shakur, I still got for Dev, because there's certain fights that you really want to see more than anything else, right? And does this move, make that a reality? That's all. That's all I want, man. Good fights, man. Give us a good boxing match. I think we'll get one between him and Keyshawn. So I can't wait till they get an official date. You know what I'm saying? It's a good fight. His fans, his unfinished business. Yeah, man. He still, he still can. You know what I mean? I think he got some options there. He just got to see what makes sense, who's available, and take the best fight out there. That's all I could expect him to do. You know what I mean? Especially with the way he take his time off to rest his hands. You could make these little splashes in here because he stay in the gym. Rest your hands, do whatever you need to do. Your body, he stay in the gym. So I don't need to see him 3 times a year. I'm cool with it. You're going to fight twice a year. I'm cool. I'm cool. Yeah, that shit would, if that's what works for you, then it's going to work for me. That's how I get to see that. You know what I'm saying? I get to see the best version of you doing exactly what you've been doing. Cool. You know what I'm saying? You know yourself better than me. So I'm just here to watch it. And like I said, I just hope Zuffa keep their word. You know what I'm saying? And they words sound very promising, right? That they want to, you know, put him in the big fights. I know nobody wants to just give away money for nothing, right? Just because they like people, right? You know what I'm saying? That much liking you in the world. Like, this shit's still business. Don't ever forget that. And I think ultimately it got to make sense. So I think we could see some of these guys put some of their differences to the side and mix and match up some of these fights if they need to. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to come down to what it always comes down to, folks. Guys won the fight. And everybody been on the same page. Simple. You know what I'm saying? The bigger the fight, the more shit could go wrong. I just want y'all to know that. The bigger the fight, the more shit can go wrong. The more that has to happen and go the right way, right? It's not going to be easy, but, man, it's I think now is the time. Shit, the way people calling it, they looking like this is a way for the fight not to be made. I see it opposite. I see PVC just joined the party. Now they all under that umbrella. And I think them being under that umbrella will be willing to do fights. And this is just purely my opinion. Fights by case basis, depending on what makes sense. I think if you talking about putting Shakur Stevenson in the ring with anybody that falls under that same umbrella, I think it'll make sense. Whatever weight class he decided to be in. So I think the opportunities are still there. Which one will materialize first? I don't know, but I want to say this just in case it is a Rayo. I'm not against seeing fights. I'm not that type of fan. I'm not weird like that. Like, clearly on the side where a guy told you that's who they wanted to fight. So you can't say he didn't want to fight. He went straight to where this guy said that people had the money for that. That's deaded. You know what I'm saying? The fact that the guy on the other side has nothing to do with ducking him either. It's just, that's business. You know what I'm saying? And he probably got a deal. It probably influenced them not to go. They probably wanted to go opposite of where he go. You know what I'm saying? And because he was there first, maybe that DAZN came to the table like, look, we got this for you. We heard what they doing with Corbo. This is what we got. And it probably made sense. And he did it. It's no ducking involved. It's about business and what decision makes the most sense for you and your team. I think that's what both of these fighters did. So how it turned out for them it remains to be seen. Time gonna reveal that. But right now, these dudes managed to clear that bag, man. Shout out to both of them. Kurt, my dog, was good with it, family. Just Benson in the building. You know it. And real quick, I see you asked me about the lack of drug testing. I don't know. It seems a little fishy. Seems a little sus. It just seemed unnecessary at this point, given
that was
right?
That was
like
weird,
it's silly.
bro.
Like, why wouldn't you be having these guys drug testing? It just look a little silly.
Right.
Teach was good, homie. Hey, Ben, did he just do? Yeah, you know, that's what they would say if it was a certain somebody. Teach, they definitely would. That's the phrase that they would use. But they did some. I think the narrative died about them valuing Haney more than Shakur. That went out the window too. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. I told you I'm a different type of supporter. I would never get up here and try to even create that dialogue. Oh shit, Shakur worked more than Haney, bro. Why would I care? Do that make him a better fighter? They paid him $1 trillion, right? Would that make him better than Devin? How would I be able to brag about that as a fan, like a supporter, right? I could only talk shit if he go in there and beat him, fam. I'm not if he make more money than him. Let's get this clear, bro. Right. They both up. Like, super successful. You know what I'm saying? Both pure boxers at that. You get what I'm saying? That people love to hate for different reasons, right? They winning, fam. That's what I do know. And they're going to continue to get my support until either of them give me a reason not to. But I still stand on what I said. I think this was a clout chase. The ideal, let me be very, very, break it down as much as I can. The ideal that this was the fight that was coming next for y'all. Right? Like, the whole ideal, like that just to me was a clout chase. And it's not because you're ducking them, scared of them. I think your deal needed to be secured, especially for you to make a big fight like that. Did you think about something from a logical standpoint? Did you see him making a fight of this magnitude without his deal in place first? Get what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see that. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. So it was a couple of things, little factors, man. Like the ideal of fighting him next was clout chases, man. You got your own clout, but you definitely you piggybacked off the fact that he sold out MSG. People seen him. And for as boring as people say he is, I still wonder how he was able to pull that off with the other participants on the card as well, because it's a collective effort, I believe. But you know how they do. You know who's at the head of the bill. And look what they was able to do collectively, though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's why I think they took advantage of the moment. Like that was the hottest his name been, right? It was coming off that, and they just, we fighting him next. And let me be clear, did they need to do that? No. But I think they sold people on a fight that just wasn't coming. That's why I call it this particular move a clout chase. The way they went about it to me it was more sizzle than substance, right? And again, if one phone call would have took place where he said he reached out to Jay Prince and called him and asked him about this fight, and they was like, nah, by all means, I would be up here singing a much different tune. But by his own admission and by what I know directly, because my guy be over there in the gym, he asked directly. You know what I'm saying? He got answers on 2 different occasions. The last time they just laughed. That was answer enough. Like, trying to tell y'all what it was. And they like, and then I try to be as fair as to saying, let me be clear, y'all, on either side, there's not a fight being negotiated. Care what he got in the interview and said, negotiations, if you ask him to break that down, he gonna say talks, right? Right, talks, like, but they're not truly like, on the phone trying to, break down money and splits, and it's not there yet. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you see a lot of times with this promotion on these interviews. You see them, you hear them talk about things that they want to do, right? And a lot of times they see how people react to it too. He know people would pay attention to that fight if it was next. He know it. So if he can sell you that it was next, even if he could have sold you for a minute that Tank Davis was next, cool. It's more clicks, more spins, more talk, more propaganda, more narratives. Like whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it don't matter. Right. It's just keeping it going until they settle down on something. And that's what I think he did. He played the field, and I think he played his hand the right way, put Dev in position. And then I think they could continue, you know what I'm saying, winning
Yeah,
as they win.
I don't even blame Bill. I don't think nothing wrong with that,
Yeah, I ain't tripping.
I think that's what Bill had to do. Sometimes you got to play that field. Sometimes you got to make some noise, you know what I'm saying, to bring that bag up. So, I mean, if it got him a big bag on the DAZN deal, then ultimately everything Bill's been doing is working. You know what I mean? It's a method to the madness.
Right.
Now, besides that, this is what I'm talking about, though. We can like them all day long. We can like them for their business acumen, right?
Yeah.
But they got to get in that ring and fight each other, and we have to, as fans, assess the fight and figure out who is the better of the two. That is inevitable. That still got to happen. And because we make a pick on one or the other, and it might not be their guy, that doesn't make us a hater, or that doesn't discredit our teams.
That's a fact.
Or, all that other shit that people try to run with when it comes to, even being the slightest bit critical of anything that has to do with certain fighters. They completely they disregard all logic. They throw out all facts and logic and jump immediately to an emotional take and an emotional point of view.
So you heard, facts, man. You speaking facts. Radio said heard Devin was able to opt out of the Zuffa deal because Shakur didn't sign his part. You can't sign verbally. You actually got to put your Jan Hancock on the paper. You know what, man? Okay, cool. That's what you heard. Shit. Who am I to tell you different? What you heard, fam? It's just not logical. And the reason why it's not logical, he went to the guy that Bill Haney said had the money to make the fight. He signed on with Zuffa. He was never going to sign a fight before he signed a deal. You skipping steps, fam. And the minute he signs a deal, days later, y'all sign one on the opposite side. But up until this point, you was pushing that Zuffa had the money, and that's the fight they wanted, not Keyshawn, right? See what I'm saying? So you could say what you heard. I know what's going on. All this signing his part. Where the fight? So the fight was gonna happen on Zuffa, but because Shakur
where's all that?
They didn't get the $100 million from Zuffa. They left over $100 million on the table from Zuffa.
So that's Shakur's fault that Devin didn't get $100 million.
You see what I'm saying?
yeah, then that actually would be grounds for Devin's team to take Shakur to court if that's actually true.
Like,
If they
bro.
had some type of agreement and then Shakur backed out of it and then didn't fulfill his promise and they already got some type of paperwork signed, Devin can legally take him to court for that if that's true. So
Right. Shout
I
out to
think
Arena, man. I appreciate the gifts. Appreciate you. How you feeling? Man, you talking real talk, radio. And look, this is what I'm saying, bro. They can't just make their moves and just let it be that. It gotta still have another narrative on the way out. It's always got to be somebody's fault. No, man, if they had over $100 million on the table for you, I think you would have took it. And if they did have that on the table for you and you didn't take it, I think DAZN has something bigger. I'm willing to say that. I don't know, whatever it is, that's the only way I think he don't take it. So it's tough to sell to the public that the entity that has the money in place for a fight, and you know what I'm saying? And then the guy that goes there is the guy that ruined the fight. But he's going where you say, you get me? And again, he was not signing or announcing no fight before his deal. Maybe Haney has done this before. I can't think of a time in his career where he's done it. But maybe y'all believe that that's how he do it. But nah, man, in reality, it's more business, man. Seemed like DAZN probably had a better deal. I could logically say that. They probably just had the better deal for him. And look, Shakur said DAZN didn't come late. Maybe he would have ended up there too. So, you know what I'm saying? I think guys just did good business for themselves. And nah, it ain't. Devin is not a duck because he fighting Keyshawn next. Devin ain't a duck because he ain't a duck. He ain't duck him. If they ain't get that nowhere for nobody to duck. I don't put jackets on people either way. He just not a duck. He's not to me. Right? Other people will push it, but I'm not doing that. That man ain't a duck. He do good business. One of the reasons the biggest reason I think Shakur and him didn't happen is because of the discrepancy in weight. Simple. I think if they was in the same weight class, I think a lot of the conversation and chatter we wouldn't be having. I think if him, Keyshawn, and Devin was all at 47, I think this would be the fight that's coming up next, right? I just think that's the biggest reason. I don't think nobody's scared. Yeah, none of that. You get me? But I do think they was looking to try to catch Shakur, if they could have got him to 47. And that's just business at the end of the day. Look, I'm established here. You fresh. You'll just be getting established here. I'm gonna take advantage of that. It's sports. It's legal. Ain't like he cheating, right? But I think they would have really fancied, as I'm gonna use the UK term, right? Fancy the fight at 47. If he would have just jumped up and did it. I do. And I get it for obvious reasons. You there and you feel like you're more comfortable and you would have took the fight. Same way Shakur felt like it's more reasonable to meet in the middle, right? Because it's comfortable for him, right? He feel like that's what he's willing to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this stuff is just business, man. It's business, time, and opportunity. And I think that fight eventually happens if Devin don't get too big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
as far as going up too high. Shout out to you, man. How you feeling, sis?
I agree. Yeah,
So
I don't think none of these guys are ducking. I think a lot of the things that people are saying that Devin is ducking are just simple business moves behind the scenes that we are not privy to. Like we don't know what they're doing at these negotiation tables or on the phone calls and stuff like that. So we can't just call it a duck. Things just simply may not be adding up and lining up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. J Bean, peace, bro. Appreciate the love, man. He said, jab that like button. Yes, sir. Jab the like button for you, bro. Ring Gamer, he said he just ducked Tank, though. Can't nobody duck Tank, fam. Nobody duck Tank. Tank on the sideline. He inactive. He not fighting for the rest of the year. I know that little charade might have made you feel like he was coming back, but he was never coming back this year. Never. So nobody got ducked. Tank just inactive. I think he got some things legally that's still probably keeping him out of the ring. You hearing about the change in trainer. It's a lot there. You know what I mean? Think about this. After not being in the ring since March 1st, coming off the controversy, you think the logical fight is Devin Haney at, let's assume, 144, they meet in the middle or something like that?
Hell no.
You think off a layoff, trainer change, controversial fight? Get what I'm saying? If he was going to fight, then he wouldn't be champion in recess. He would have just fought Cade Austin. So, nah, nobody ducked Tank. Tank ain't ducked nobody either, but he's just not on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? You already know. Shout out to my dog, Jordan, man. You know what I mean? He's just not on the chessboard right now until he get things back situated, and he'll be back. He said, I knew they was going to the zone soon as Bill did the interview. People kept saying Zuffa, but couldn't read between the lines. It seemed like to me when I started thinking about it as a possibility, BJ, and I never spoke on it, is I was wondering why Eddie Hearn, should I say, because I still wasn't thinking they going there. I was wondering why Eddie Hearn seemed like he changing his tune on Devin Haney. Speaking how good of a position he in, his level. I was like, you would speak that way about a guy that's doing a deal on that side of things, right? So, because you was just talking about being overpaid, and if he go to Zuffa, right, who they gonna pay him to fight? Him and Shakur, and then who else? And it was some of that out there too. But now it start to make sense why he changed the tune. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. You can say that about anybody that's called a duck. Nah, it's not a duck. Tank ain't offer nothing. Tank ain't offer nothing, fam. He ain't offer nothing. He's inactive. I don't know what part don't y'all get. Y'all live in like Tankamania, fam. Like he's inactive. He wasn't fighting nobody. Devin, Shakur, nobody. The pizza man from down the street. He wasn't fighting nobody next.
Like,
Just,
bro,
that's
like
all he done for the 2026, fam. I'm not
as
saying
soon
he
as
won't
Tank,
fight him.
as soon as Tank rolled up to Dean and AB's stream, the judge in Baltimore put a warrant out for him. Like Tank can't do shit.
Yeah, he's not fighting nobody. Nobody ducked him.
Yeah, he can't do nothing. It seemed like.
Yeah, so shout out to these boys, man. Getting their deals done. Like I said, I hope they did their deals with the ideal that they could be fighting each other on either side. I ain't trying to hear nothing else. You seen things move, you seen things happen. Guys make fights that want to fight. That's what I'm a firm believer of. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe fairly to both fighters, like it gotta make sense, right? But I think at the point where these guys are at, especially with deals being made, for like, money will be available for guys to get paid and just make fights. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to see, man. I don't want to hear about who made more money, what money was split they offer. I hate that talk, but we forced to talk about it because it's a lot of teachable moments in these situations that be happening. Yeah, he's just inactive. That's all. Kurt, he'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he coming back. He'll be back. So we're going to do talks, but not seeing Conor Benn fighting his second non-Zuffa opponent. They don't even get it, BJ. They don't get it. Second time in a row, he ain't fighting on the Zuffa card. Conor Benn. Second time in a row. So I don't think Shakur going to be wearing the uniforms, obviously, and I think they're going to be ring cards. That's what I think. But it is a good question as to who he could fight next. You know what I mean? It remains to be seen. But I got a clip. Let's keep rolling. I got something from Bill and Coach Dorsett. And hopefully we can work out a time to get him up here.
I also have a question no, my bad. Like real quick, I also have a question of how many fights he got. Like I heard this morning that it could be like 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Like it might, I don't even know how many fights he may have with Zuffa, Shakur.
Yeah, that matters too. Yeah. And the zone afford to get Ryan a deal. Dad supposedly got 150 mil. Right. It's a good question, Teach. He said it take 2 to make your thing go right. Nah, that's true though. In the boxing ring, everybody need dance partners. We almost be celebrating the ideal of like guys not fighting each other. Like, what we do that at? What, we happy about it, bro? Like, nah. He went there, they can't fight. Like, bro, who said that? Like, we be taking the fights off the table for these guys. Yeah, I don't know how much he getting, but whatever it is, I hope he get it all. You know what I'm saying? I salute him.
Oh man, listen, we getting ready, man. You guys ready? We were ready when we first talked. Okay. All right. Well, you said something about an amateur style. I had to come on here because you know how many I think I said that the last time we talked as well. Yeah, and that's the only time when you can bring me out is when you start talking stupidity.
Stupidity. All right, let's keep getting them likes, bro. Let's get about 30 more likes. That's that like button.
Yeah, hit that like.
At a lower weight class, yes. I said, have you guys beat a champion yet? I said at a lower weight class, yes.
Baranchik?
Who was the champion? Baranchik. He was the undefeated champion when we knocked him out in the 4th round.
Still mad.
He was a champion when you beat him?
Yes.
He was a champion and a medalist.
He was an undefeated champion when we knocked him out in 4 rounds.
Ooh. Okay. Well, listen, we've been being champions. We've been crossing continents. We've been doing it, you know. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm looking forward to looking across from you, and we getting it on. How about that?
Yeah, I believe Bill.
I'm so glad that you're speaking fluently with this now, and I'm just as excited about it as you are.
Good.
Try to tell y'all, fam. I try to tell y'all, you know, that it wasn't a bunch of talk going on between nobody and no fight. Now they're doing it because his time is ticking. They on the clock. So you gotta make a decision. Now I'm not saying they forced to, because they can obviously opt out and do something different, but they gotta stand on something, right? They forced to make a decision is the only thing they forced to do. Not forced to fight them. They forced to make a decision. And I think they want to make the one that allows them to maintain being the champion or defend their championship. And there we go. Keyshawn. So I like it, man.
Hey, real quick, just to add on to that, real quick before you hit play, I like hearing Bill when it's time to fight, because he's always a slick talker. You know what I'm saying? But I like when it's time for them to prove. You know, I like them when it's time for them to prove, because they got a good mindset when it's time to fight. So I'm excited as a fan. Like, I hope we can really, you know, I'm really hoping we can see this fight. You know,
right.
Go ahead.
Me
My
too.
bad.
Nah, you straight, bro. Nah, we can politic. It's all good. Just let me know. I'll play whenever I stop. If you want to chime in, we all good. We gonna build. Everybody at that like button, we gonna get through this, man. I just like to hear these conversations. And by the way, like I said, once we work out a time, me and Coach Dorsett, that's Mr. Chicken up there talking to Bill, then he'd be over here and we'd chop it up. You know what I'm saying? I had the little hospital situation the day we were supposed to come on, so it was crazy how that happened. But we back and we gonna figure out a time, and I'm gonna try to get my guy back up here, man.
You know, and far as the amateur style that I said that Devin Haney has, I also mentioned he has the amateur style, but he's also been successful on a pro level. I said Keyshawn has a pro style, and he was successful on the amateur and the pro level. You know, so
and you define success, and you define your success on a pro level by around track.
Well, he's a world champion. I don't care who wants to discredit it and devalue it. Well, this man is still.
So you think I think the best amateur fighter ever is Lomachenko. Do we agree or disagree?
Now, we cannot talk about amateur status and hold it to a value at convenience, because when we're talking about what Keyshawn did in the amateurs, y'all try to downplay it. They ain't got nothing to do with it. But then y'all talk about Lomachenko because y'all beat him. Hang on, let me finish. Hang on, let me finish.
I didn't see this part of the
one second, let me finish. Because when we're talking about what Keyshawn did in the amateurs, y'all act like that has no value whatsoever. But the moment y'all talk about Lomachenko because y'all beat him, and a whole lot of people think that y'all didn't, y'all try to devalue that. I mean, y'all try to big that up. No. Wait a minute. One of the greatest amateurs of all time.
Wait. You say y'all. No, I don't devalue who Keyshawn is. We put him on the list.
I'm talking about the amateur. The amateurs. I'm talking about the amateurs. I just said the amateurs.
He lost. No, I told you he lost to a boxer.
He lost to a boxer and a split decision.
He lost to a boxer is what I said is, and he has problems with boxers, and
he doesn't have problems with boxers.
Okay, I said the guy that he last fought just then was a boxer that went 24 rounds with him, a boxer.
Are you talking about Albright?
Yeah, he went 24 rounds.
He went 22 rounds, 10 rounder, and then he did the 12 rounder. I get it, Bill. I get it. You just thought they was both 12 rounders, but this dude fought his he fought his first 12 rounder, but you got to think it was much earlier than what Devin was fighting 12 round fights. So it's just the
Right.
process, how they've been moved as pros was different, obviously. And you know, had the higher pedigree. That's what coach is saying to him. Act like what he did in the amateurs don't matter. And that's what he's speaking on.
As
Like, that's the stuff that's gonna keep him in the fight and keep it from looking like a guy that just has 15 fights versus a guy with 33. The average, you know, you see the average discrepancy in the amount of fights, and you see somebody fight, you might be able to see that it's a gap. But I don't think it'll be that kind of gap in the fight the way it play out because of his pedigree and the things he did as an amateur.
and as well as his Olympic career as well. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
can't disregard that. You know, he went to the Olympics where you have tournament style fights, and you're having to fight multiple times during the weekend. You know, like, this is like a whole nother type of a prestige that you go through when you're talking about having an extensive amateur career or going even to the Olympics and representing your country. Like, you're representing your country overseas. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty big. You know what I mean? But
Right.
people try to downplay that.
Right. And I just don't see how dominating Albright is considered to have issues with him because he didn't stop him. You know, Jermaine Ortiz was a boxer. He stopped him. Shit, his last 3 opponents have never been stopped, and he stopped all of them. So I get it. You're gonna highlight the one time that he didn't get the knockout, but you don't be confused. It wasn't no struggling or having no problems with no boxer. He beat his ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Albright just couldn't do nothing in that second fight at all.
Yeah,
So he
that's
had
not a
better
fair
moments in the
assessment.
first, the 10 rounder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Than he
that's
did
not a
this.
fair assessment. When people say that, that's not being
Mm-hmm.
fair. That's not a fair assessment,
Right.
and they know it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Let's keep rolling. Y'all hit the lights, man. Let's keep going.
With you guys, right?
You think he had a problem with Albright?
No, I'm asking you. Well, why did you rematch him?
As we said in the press conference, we didn't want that fight. Top Rank wanted that fight.
Well, why did Top Rank want
We
to
turned it down
fight?
multiple times.
He
We
asked
didn't want
stuff
that
ain't
fight
got nothing to do with nothing.
Why did Top Rank want to fight?
Well,
because
no,
of the
because
storyline behind it.
Bill wants to know what style to approach.
But you guys were supposed to go in there and stop Albright, right?
That's why he's
flipped.
asking.
Or was you guys supposed to go in
He,
there?
he wants to know what style and how to approach.
No, we went in there and we did what we were supposed to do, which is beat the shit out of him.
I'm asking you where you supposed to stop him.
Because we're considered so great. The expectations would be to stop him.
No, okay, so I'm asking you, when you went back in there, where you
You notice that he's asking, like, y'all notice he asking questions that just really don't got shit to do with nothing. He just be shooting a breeze. Like, are y'all supposed to stop him? You not a casual, but you dumbing yourself down with this conversation because you grasping at straws. And let me just tell y'all really what this is. He not trying to discredit Keyshawn, but he kind of, you get what I'm saying? He kind of trying to create this dialogue that holds him in a weird space. Was y'all supposed to stop him? Like, could you say that? Like, I don't know. Was you supposed to stop Brian Norman? Like, that shit don't matter. He dominated him. So I think that question is silly. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't got nothing to do with nothing. Was y'all supposed to stop him? Why y'all take the Albright fight, bro? What? Why you take the Jose Ramirez fight? What the hell?
Well, again, my best guess is Bill has been trying to get the Keyshawn team to talk. If you've been listening to the Haney, I'm about to break this down real quick, and I don't think they're gonna like this, but if this get a lot of reach, people gonna know what's up. The Haney channels have been trying to get Keyshawn Davis to speak. They've been upset. Where is Keyshawn? Where is Keyshawn? Why is he quiet? Bill and the Haney team have been trying. I mean, it's strategic, but they do this
Right.
playbook with the Regis coach. They did it with the Brian Norman coach. They get you to talk. They get you to be in front of the bright lights because they expect you to not be used to being in front of the cameras. So they expect you to over talk and they expect you to be hype and run off at the mouth and then give them all the data that the whole time they're gathering data.
Talk about it.
They're hoping that you trash Devin and be open about why he's garbage or why you I
Right.
don't think he's garbage, but why people would say that he's garbage and he's not a good fighter in this and all the things that people see wrong, and they're gathering data. Well, this time they've been trying to get Keyshawn's team to talk and it hasn't been so successful. And what he's doing now is he's being slick. This is my guess. He's being slick, and he's asking about his opponents that he specifically had trouble with because they want to know how to train and what to go into when it goes into the fight. That's why I always say when it comes to fighting Bill Haney and Devin Haney, do not talk to Bill. Like when it comes to that build up shit, if we sign the fight, sign the fight. But if you're not gonna sign the fight because I'm not gonna talk back and forth with you and do the drama thing, so now you don't wanna, because Jay Prince wasn't playing that game. The whole Bill tried to do it with Jay Prince.
Yeah, he don't do
Getting
it.
at him with Shakur. Jay Prince ain't really doing that, but he can fool and maybe get other people. He can reel them in with these conversations and try to mess with their head and get information out. You gotta be careful. Like when you from the hood, when you from different spots, you know what's going on and how people talk. You can recognize that. And that's just something that I feel like I picked up on. He's just trying to gather information. But go ahead.
Nah, for sure. Shout out to Empire. I think 2019, the last time he might have got a stoppage.
Supposed to stop Albright.
Probably just as much as y'all was supposed to stop Brian Norman.
Okay. Well, listen, I know.
Y'all be real quick. Y'all be just saying the most obvious shit. This is part of the game. That's part of the game. We're not saying it, but we just having a conversation about it. That's it. We're not saying it's the worst thing. You shouldn't be doing it. We know we ain't new to this shit. We know how this shit works. And I'm pretty sure a lot more than a lot of y'all. We get it. But y'all, all this over explaining tactics, bro, they having a conversation. Like he said, man, he just trying to gather information. But he is asking pointless conversations. Questions. Was you supposed to stop Albright? Why did y'all fight Albright? They fighting you. None of that shit matter. So
listen, I know when tact and diplomacy ends, violence and ignorance begins. So I know you were going to get ignorant sooner or later. I thought we were going to have a conversation.
Wait.
Listen, my point.
How was that ignorant?
Let me tell you. So my point.
All I did was give you your respect before you get.
Okay. So what my point is that we feel that what Keyshawn Davis does, he does to fighters that are right there in front of him. We feel that the thing that his kryptonite is a boxer, whether it be Andy Cruz or someone like Albright, who's nowhere on Devin's level, in no stretch, form, or fashion. So if you consider Devin to be amateur and the style to be amateur, then what kind of style did Albright and Cruz have?
Now, I would respectfully say that
question.
You would probably
one more question. I was just asking a question.
See the question he's asking?
Let me answer the first one. Let me answer the first one.
Read between the lines.
Because first of all, I would say that you would probably have a better argument using Jermaine Ortiz, as a boxer than Albright as a boxer. Because Albright, Jermaine Ortiz is a better boxer than Albright. I said Jermaine Ortiz is a better. Both of them we beat the shit out of for 12 rounds.
Okay, so
both of them we barely lost a round in either fight.
Exactly. So
how does he have a problem
Jermaine Ortiz, another boxer that went 12 rounds, correct? So you guys
we stopped him in the we went 12 rounds and we stopped him in the last round.
So you go a lot of rounds with the boxers.
You see the question?
You can't stop everybody.
Yeah, I don't even know what he getting at for real though.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
You go more rounds with the boxers. So if you go rounds with the boxers, and I'm saying is so with Devin's style being an amateur style, what does Ortiz?
These types of conversations I would never have with you. I'm not gonna lie.
You froze up on that last one. What does Ortiz and Albright?
I said, what does Cruz, Albright, and Ortiz have if Devin has an amateur style?
What, they have a chin? I would say that Albright is a tough dude from Philly, and he was able to take a whole lot of shots, but in that last fight, he was just on survival mode after we beat the hell out of him for 8 rounds.
He's trying to say that they had amateur styles, didn't they?
You said what?
I was asking him. Neil said he didn't. he didn't answer, but I was going to ask him again.
I said they have no. I said they have a chin. I said they have a chin. How did they go 12 rounds? They have a chin, but we fought.
I'm asking you with the chin.
He's a rugged. Albright is a rugged.
I think it's good. Shout out to Hen Dog. I be getting all that, but you know, we all speak English. We got, I assume, all high level comprehension skills. We always gotta add what he's not saying. If you notice that, basically what he's saying is he could just say that. Like, you get me, instead of being like, I think we give him an out sometimes when we say what he's saying. He's saying what he's saying, but he don't do a good job at getting to his point sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he could be very well saying it, but he just come out and say the shit instead of making it, you know, weird. Like this line of question, you asking about everybody but y'all too. That's the shit that I don't be getting about this dude. Albright, whoever else, Andy Cruz, like.
Salute to Bill
Cruz
Haney.
not gonna be in the ring. Albright ain't gonna be in the ring. It's gonna be Devin Haney and Keyshawn.
Salute to Bill Haney for elite mind games. You know, I mean, I'm just, you know, you got to hand it to him. A lot of people fall for that. Like, they fall for getting to the bright light stage for the first time and being on Mill City, being on these platforms. You might not have a lot of followers. So now you're on these platforms, you're getting known. And it's enticing you to talk, you know, so.
All right, Elijah was good, homie.
Is a rugged, awkward punching brawler. I wouldn't call him a boxer at all.
Does he have how many knockouts did he have? Did he have any knockouts? A bunch of knockouts?
Yeah.
Take a look.
Albright, I don't remember.
How many knockouts did Albright have? Since he just fought him and didn't know he fought him twice. So how many knockouts does Albright have?
Not Albright.
You know how many? Okay, go ahead. Let him
I'm getting
find out that first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even consider his mind games. I just think he just shooting the breeze. He's asking senseless shit. Don't even matter. What are you getting at?
Oh no. He's gathering information. You can best believe he's gathering information on how to train.
The three people that he fought prior to that, they all had over a 90% knockout ratio.
And he knocked them out, huh?
Yeah, and he knocked all of them out.
So he knocks out the punchers. So he has so the guy had 20 fights with 7 knockouts, Albright, right?
Yeah.
The guy that has 7 knockouts.
Bill's something else.
But he's never been knocked out though. He's never been knocked out though. So Albright, he also never been knocked out. Albright.
Oh, so now you know what his knockouts are, huh? You know about him, huh?
No, I said you asked me how many knockouts do you asked me how many knockouts do we have?
Right.
I thought you asked me how many knockouts he. I said he's never been knocked out.
Right. Okay. So how many knockouts did Jermaine Ortiz have?
Man.
Look up Jermaine.
It don't even
matter.
He's never
because
been
he's trying to say that a fighter doesn't have to have
he
knockout power to go the distance with Keyshawn. That's what he's trying to make the point at. All this is
prior to Albright, the last 3 people that Keyshawn fought.
Albright with 7 knockouts and 20 fights.
I mean, I'm an amateur.
Okay.
Jermaine has 10 knockouts.
Like to me.
And Jermaine Ortiz has, out of 24 fights, he has 10 knockouts. So you see that he went 36 rounds with guys that aren't even punchers at all. So what makes you think that he's just going to run through Devin? He ain't even doing it with those guys. If these are the guys, wait a minute, if these are the guys that you're saying, if Devin has the amateur style, then what do they have? No knockouts. You said they got a chin.
So what does them being a boxer have to do with them being able to go rounds and take punishment? Because that's what they did. They went rounds and took punishment.
This is your whatever it is, whether it's amateur, whether it's pro, whether it's, you're not telling the people what your kryptonite is. Your kryptonite is Devin Haney. No matter what, however you look at it, and you have to deal with it on
Be
on the
honest
day
with
to be
yourself.
announced.
You telling me
But
that
you
Devin
also
Haney
have to
fights
be able
like
to take
Albright?
punches.
No,
You
I
have
said
to be
that
able to have a chin.
that Devin Haney is your kryptonite.
So why are you comparing yourself to Devin Haney? Why are you comparing Devin Haney to Albright and Jermaine Ortiz if he fights nothing like either one of them?
I was comparing two different styles that you said Devin Haney's was amateurs. I said, well, you just had problems out of these two guys. What are their styles? And you have yet to answer me.
You saying what's the
Yeah, that's the thing. Keyshawn didn't have problems with Albright, and he damn sure didn't have them with Jermaine Ortiz. You saying those are the guys he had problems with? He stopped Jermaine Ortiz. He had zero problems beating this guy ass. He beat him up the whole fight and stopped him late. You get what I'm saying? Like you really listen to what he's saying. He really ain't talking about shit because he didn't. There's not been a professional fight where Keyshawn Davis has struggled and had problems. Right? Do we get punched? Everybody do. Like guys have had nothing more than a moment here or there. That's it. Albright had one good real moment in the first fight. I ain't see the same thing in the second. Maybe he landed some good shots, but it's a fight, bro. Like that shit just wasn't nothing. He did nothing in the fight. Nothing. And Jermaine Ortiz arguably did even less. God damn, he just got dominated, fam. So all this, he had problems with this one, and that's what you determine was problems, like him not stopping a guy because he didn't stop Albright. That means he had problems with him. Nah, he dominated him, man. Some people ain't coming to get stopped. And that dude fought in a way where he wasn't necessarily fighting to win to me. He was fighting not to lose and not to get stopped on a lot of clinching and holding, man. He wasn't letting it all go like I expected him to, man. But, I just think Keyshawn's more than he expected. I think he got better since they first fight. And it showed, I remember that was the question, man. Both of these guys, or the statement they were saying, both of these guys got better since the first fight. And that fight was going to show you who really got better. And it was Keyshawn to me. You know what I'm saying? That's not to say that Albright didn't get better, but it showed you who got better to the point where it mattered. And it's definitely Keyshawn. He was always better. So it sounded like one of them Tank fans, to be honest. Yeah, it sounded real casual. Like you would think a guy that has a pure boxer as a fighter is not asking about knockout ratios and who got what knockouts. But he liked to talk you into a weird space where you just, you know what I mean? If you don't catch on to it, have you answering some dumbass questions. Because he doing it here.
Kryptonite. Obviously, it's not neither one of them because he beat the hell out of them for 12 rounds.
Let me ask you a better.
You're going through a glitch. We couldn't hear you, Bill. Say it again.
I said, let me ask you. I said, does Albright and Ortiz have amateur styles?
Albright doesn't have an amateur style, no.
He doesn't have an amateur style.
Ortiz has. Ortiz, he throws more pop shots like the amateurs, but Ortiz is more of a pop shot fighter, but you will see more in the amateurs. But
right.
Albright, not at all. He's not
that.
even close to having an amateur style.
It's toward anyway. He had a conversation. Let me see, but he chopped it up.
All right, well, listen. I look forward to looking across from you. I can clearly say that you're either being delusional right now, or you're underprepared, or you're underestimating us. So I have nothing but good things to say about your team and what you guys are doing. I look forward to seeing you. I know that Keyshawn Davis is a tremendously explosive fighter. You know what I mean? We like, what we can do to him, and we look forward to it, okay?
Man, trust me, we're not underestimating y'all at all. We appreciate, what y'all going to do for us once we appreciate the opportunity.
My bad, y'all. Let me finish playing the rest of it real quick. Selling water too well, I swear, ain't he?
We love the fact of we're in there with another a great fighter, but now it's time to show just how great Keyshawn is,
right?
And that is when it comes to levels, we're just a level above.
Oh, Banger was
And
good.
may the best man win.
You'll get a chance to see. All right, shout out to that Mill City Boxing. All right, and listen, you stop you knocking off about any of that other stuff about amateur shit and all that other shit. You like that opportunity, and I'm gonna get off this line, and I look forward to looking across from
you mentioned Lomachenko though.
No,
Don't mention Lomachenko accolades.
We're not going back down that rabbit hole now. You stop
Right,
talking about amateur styles, and you talk about the youngest undisputed champion. You talk about 3 divisions, and you talk about a great opportunity.
I give him his props for all of that.
Okay.
I give him his props for all of that. I give him his props for all of that.
Hey, let me ask Mill City, how many champions would this have been that Devin been in the ring with?
I don't know.
Champions. Dang.
Take a look at
You say champions. Like, hey, no.
That's a lot. You got a lot there. 2 handfuls.
You don't know. You got to look it up.
All right. Well, for us.
All right, bro. He ain't talking about shit. Shout out to Kurt, man, being a member for 5 months on his way to
he has an experience being around.
Shout out to my dog.
Being in the ring with some great fighters, but so does Keyshawn. Keyshawn has been sparring. He's been in the ring sparring with Shakur since they were babies. He's been sparring with Terrence Crawford since Tank and all of them.
But under the lights. Under
the lights. Listen. And this is another thing.
Lomachenko got a different aura than a Jermaine Ortiz. Even though Jermaine did a great job fighting, I was there that night. Jermaine did a great job. I thought he won, but a lot of people felt like he left it too close.
Yeah, this is what I say to people that talk about under the lights.
Yeah,
either you made for that stage or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to find out once they get a big fight. Are they made to be under the lights? Because you wouldn't get to that big stage unless you've been performing. Anybody can see.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody with eyes can see that Keyshawn is made to be under those lights.
Mm-hmm.
Was Norman?
Real quick, big shout out to Kurt. Appreciate the 10 piece. He said, for the great cook, just keep grinding. Appreciate the love. Everybody keep hitting that like button. Let's get 100 likes. We gonna cover this little conversation. I'm talking about Spence. I gotta cover the Conor Benn. The Conor Benn sit down with him and Ryan Garcia. I thought that was pretty entertaining. And at least with that fight, we know that fight is coming on the way. So we gonna get to it, y'all. We gonna keep building.
Woman made to be under those lights that night?
Yes.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
right.
well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
You caught that, the marriage. You know. Mm-hmm.
I would say that Norman is real calm. He's a calm performer. He's made to be under the lights, but unfortunately for him, he just didn't have what he needed in his arsenal to beat Devin Haney. That's why I said whether he crumbled under the lights and Brian Norman looked like Brian Norman that fight. It didn't look like he was nervous and he froze all up. And no, Brian Norman looked like Brian Norman that fight. Did we see anything different in him that we hadn't been seeing? And by hadn't been seeing, I mean, once you found out Devin Haney was going to fight him, you looked up his fights and said, wait a minute. No, you saw how he looked against stationary Mexicans. Which none of those fights that you saw Brian Norman in the past, you can compare to a Devin Haney fight. I'm just talking about stylistically. I ain't even talking about the level of skill. I'm talking about a mover. Somebody up on his toes. I said that about the Abdullah Mason. Abdullah, he's great inside
Shout out to Retro. I'll say this, bro. For me, I've been saying it all along. Devin got back-to-back fights where he landed 70 punches. That's not vintage Devin. His jab, which is his best weapon, we looked it up the other day. We was talking about it. He landed like 16 jabs against Brian Norman Jr. One of the biggest problems in the fight with Brian Norman Jr. is his inability to cut the distance, cut the ring, and close the gap consistently while having an answer once he get there and not falling over his punches, you know what I'm saying, and falling in and getting tied up. Keyshawn got better feet, more he just more polished, all more skilled. He gonna be able to close the gap, cut the ring off. He got really good body shots. He got a good offensive arsenal, man. He pick his punches really well. It's a dangerous fight for both because of Devin Haney's experience and his ability to box. He know how to kind of play keep away. He's really good at it if he want to do it. But I think somebody like Keyshawn, you got to take chances. With chances come opportunities for a guy like Keyshawn. He gonna want to make the fight. If Devin wants to try to fight back with him, things get interesting. If he want to try to box and move, that fight could be dangerous. But I think both guys got a chance to win. I just favor Keyshawn. I think he got more overall skills than these guys that Devin been fighting. I think he's bigger than a small Lomachenko. I think it's going to be a different fight for him. I don't think he got the same physical advantages that he's had in a number of his fights. I think the experience gap won't play as big a factor simply because of Keyshawn's pedigree. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, and Devin Haney just going to do what Devin Haney do, right? But I expect it to be a competitive fight for both. But again, that back-to-back 70 punches performance don't beat Keyshawn. For him to beat Keyshawn Davis, he's going to have to be better than he's been in his last 3 fights or so, in my opinion. And if he can do that, then he can beat him. But it's going to take some doing. It's not going to be easy beating a guy like Keyshawn. Just like for Keyshawn, it's not going to be easy beating a guy like Devin. It's not an easy fight. It ain't no gimme. This ain't no walk in the park on either side. That's a fight where guys got to be on their A game. And even then, you could mess around and make the wrong mistake. You slip up, you could lose the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come down to who's more prepared on the night and who can perform at the highest level the most consistently while imposing a will on the way to winning. That's what I see for the fight. You know what I'm saying? Look, Devin Haney got plenty of tools in his bag that he can use to try to keep Keyshawn honest. But again, I pointed out that jabs. He only landed 16 jabs out of like 100 and something. I've never seen him be that ineffective with a jab. He's a lot more effective and efficient with it. And to see him like that with a guy that people feel like don't really move their head, it's not a lot of jabs, bro. 16 jabs would be concerning if you're only able to land that against Keyshawn and you can't consistently get that punch home to set up your offense. I think things get a lot more interesting. So we're going to see if he can be better with the jab against Keyshawn, if he can just be a better overall version of himself the last couple times that we've seen him, right? That's all. And can Keyshawn rise to the occasion? Can he perform on the night under the lights when the stage is his brightest? Just with it just being his 16 pro fight, is he going to stand tall? Is he going to perform, right? Is he going to rise to the occasion? We get the answers to all them questions. That's the beautiful thing about a great fight. You get what I'm saying? Devin jab and clinch him. I don't think so either. And probably think that Keyshawn got really good jab defense. I think he got a really good jab lead hand. I think he changes levels well. He has really good feints, good vision, got good feet, good defense overall himself. He can cut the ring. He's very polished and well-rounded in there. And it's just about him executing on the night. You got to be prepared to deal with a boxer like Devin Haney that's very disciplined. He's going to be strong at 47. I expect him to be, right? You got to be on point for those razor-sharp punches, especially early. Devin is dangerous early. I believe, he's really, really sharp, I'll say is the better way. He's really, really sharp early. He could stun you or catch you with a shot you don't see if you ain't prepared. But I think Keyshawn, his coaches, his team, Coach Ron, Dorsett, and company, I think they'll have him prepared and ready to go, man. I think we'll see one of the best versions of Keyshawn. That's my hopes, that we see the best version of both of these guys. So it's going to lead to a good fight. And business makes sense. Doesn't duck anyone. Yeah, Yeah, I don't look at him as a Doug Perry or Teach. I just think the more risky to fight, the tougher, the more yellow and red tape to get through with him. That's all.
The pocket, but anybody who is a boxer who knows how to fight from the outside will give them problems.
Yeah.
He's a great fighter on inside the pocket. He has a mean offense inside the pocket. But it's the same thing with Brian Norman.
Let's get chats here. What was that? Let me get some of these super chats here. Ty, thank you for the 2-piece. This guy gonna be the reason Keyshawn loses.
Explain why that.
Explain.
Explain. I would love to hear, because when certain people just come out and talk.
I got you, Jordan.
It's not even that time right now for Keyshawn to come out and talk. You know, y'all. Just like Bill, y'all have to build up the suspense for that. What is Keyshawn going to say first? What is he going to say next? Yeah. Don't worry. Y'all already know when Keyshawn get in front of the mic, he's going to spit his shit. You know, that's going to happen regardless. You know, Devin is going to be in the corner and let Daddy talk. But Keyshawn, he gonna say what he needs to say.
Talk to him, Coach.
Leon, thank you for the 5-piece. Tell Coach this is first big stage fight. He been in, and remember, Keyshawn was with Bomac. So why Keyshawn leave, Coach?
It's irrelevant.
He said the story over and over.
It's irrelevant.
First of all, we've been with Keyshawn since he was a baby.
Talk to him.
You know,
why'd he leave to go to Bomac?
Come on,
That's what he's
man.
saying.
Once again, it is a lot of people when they first coming out of these situations, you know, we didn't have experience training with training camps, and like I had experience in training camps as a fighter, but making that transition from fighter to coach, I trained multiple national champions, you know, but running pro camps and all of these things, it's being alongside and even participating in some of these things, it was still a learning lesson. But Keyshawn recognized the knowledge is there. The regiment is there. You know, but until somebody feels comfortable enough to put themselves inside the situation, you don't want to gamble with somebody else's career. And I'm mature enough to actually step aside and let that be that. But when Keyshawn said, "Wait a minute, we want to show the world that we have not just elite fighters, but we have elite coaches down here as well." He said that multiple times. We want to show like I said, most people don't know anything about Bomac besides the fact that he was Terrence Crawford trained. But because of that, he built the stable because that was notoriety right there. Bomac became notarized because of the work that he put in with
now.
Crawford.
They on right now. Damn.
Is a great coach. He's a great teacher. He's a great teacher when it comes to coaching and coaching coaches. You know, he's a great leader. But y'all, everybody looks at if he's working with somebody that y'all don't know is a downgrade. Y'all don't know any of these damn coaches. Like when I
Appreciate you.
heard somebody say, "Yo, it just don't seem the same without Bomac," I'm like,
we're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna just get to the Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn thing in a couple minutes. I'm gonna just let Coach chop it up, see what he's saying. We're gonna keep it moving, and I'm gonna make it to watch that. But we plan on calling the Spence fight tomorrow. So better IQ. It remains to be seen, bro. I think Keyshawn might surprise some people. I'll say that, Retro. I mean, I say, you know, obviously Devin is more proven, But I think Keyshawn is a live dog, and he gonna show it.
Performance. Yeah, it was like Bud. When Bud took it to Spence,
Legacy
was
with that.
best performance. Then he goes and fights Canelo and tops it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, are you more fighters? Do he have to beat the shit out of people? We say, wait a minute. He's not getting worse. He's not getting worse. He's getting each fight. And every time that he fights is a supposed step up. Because it's still only 15 fights.
Getting into the next super chat here, Anthony Smith, thank you for the 5-piece. You said Norman only knocks out stationary fighters, but he only knocks out stationary fighters. You're too slow-brained to understand Bill's point.
They're idiots, yo. They're idiots. Jermaine Ortiz wasn't a standstill right in front of you fighter. They some dummies, and neither is Albright.
Jose Pedraza.
They some dummies, man.
All of these people with no footwork, I guess.
Pedraza was supposed to be a boxer. He just fought the wrong fight. That's not Keyshawn fault.
Jermaine Ortiz. These are people with no footwork.
Right, idiots. Dumbasses,
man. These are people that Keyshawn stopped as well.
Yeah, Ortiz moved around. That's the only reason he made it to the 12th round, because he was moving.
Some of the best footwork in the world. Keyshawn was stopping people in the Olympics.
You call him Anthony Yeager, which is one of Keyshawn's former opponents, Anthony Smith. But yeah. He's Anthony Yeager. I think he stopped him too.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? These are people. Now we're seeing that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Just listen to them when they try to make an argument. They're trying their hardest.
We don't get the Collins. We gonna get the Collins. We don't got the likes of Bill, so.
Like I said, I know for a fact that these people, they're not even going to call land for real.
Nah, I don't know. We got 370.
A legacy. Fun fact. Devin only landed 16 jabs out of over 100 and something in his last fight.
Saying that Keyshawn went. They might.
And that's in 12 rounds.
Because they the only ones that actually have Keyshawn to win. They will call in because those are the only ones who actually have a logical explanation on why they're choosing the person that they're choosing. Can anybody in those anybody in the chat do Keyshawn have better head movement? Just to test what they actually are seeing, what they're looking at,
16 jabs, bro.
I hope they call in.
Hey, just answer the chat. Hey, who has better head movement, Keyshawn or Devin? Let's just test their knowledge on what if they actually know what they're looking at. Who has better head movement?
Chat.
Do you see Keyshawn or
We're gonna get into the rest of this. Let's go.
I'll say this: even though he got more than half, double the fights of Keyshawn, I've seen him take a lot more flush shots and get hit more cleanly on occasion than Keyshawn. Enough for this. I'm not gonna keep y'all here for this. He playing his own video. Let's keep going, man. We got the next video to get to. That was Mr. Chicken. Hopefully, like I said, y'all get him on there because he on Mill City. I'm pretty sure he'll come holler at me too. We just got to get our time back together. Let's keep going. Something else I wanted to play. This is joint between Conor, Benn, and Ryan Garcia. This might be the last joint. Talk about Spence for a quick second, but the video that I wanted to play to let y'all know that this deal was something that they already was doing because Bill said it, right? He said as much, man. Couple little short clips real quick. He said it in this one. I believe it was this one.
Our deal is done, and we're looking for an announcement. So Devin's deal is done, and it's been done, in principle for quite some time, but the announcement is imminent. You know what I mean? But I think that announcement comes after the announcement of who he's fighting, because that's the most important thing, right? And then the most important thing after that is he allowed and is he able to, if victorious, still pursue those big and those even bigger fights that the people will drive the narrative that somehow the signing limits him to. So that was the first hurdle, right? The second
was
hurdle was
good.
then I'll get to that one. Just
Ah,
getting
you
over the
heard him.
first,
The
getting over the
signing
first hurdle
don't
after
limit
the
him.
announcement, then I'll let you know what the second hurdle was, and most important.
Well, I mean, we know the fighter, so I mean, you can just tell us the hurdle. Fighter's Keyshawn. It's just a matter of, you know, do you all right, let's go with this approach. Do you foresee striking a deal before Monday, the 27th? Is it Monday or is it Friday? But do you foresee striking a deal before then, or would you rather see this go to purse bid?
Did I hear you say that the purse bid was going to be aired?
Yeah, it's gonna be live streamed.
Oh, really?
First ever, historical. Are you go?
Yeah. So you heard a couple things there. This deal has been done in principle for a while, for quite some time now. So you was never going to Zuffa. So all that talk about Zuffa in this fight, to me, it seemed like BS, right? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was some talk, but again, why would you move further away from the biggest fight? But again, it don't matter because he said what? This deal was to say that it don't take none of the fights off the table, right? So again, explain to me how him being on Zuffa stops the fight if he basically saying the same thing about his deal that Shakur said about his Zuffa signing. Make it make sense, fam. You get what I'm saying? Make it make sense. These dudes be saying anything. We're going to shoot that narrative down too. Bow! Right like that. Power jab, hook, load up, then drop. Yeah. So what he was talking about was the Zuffa deal. Yeah, it sounded like it, right? Sounded like it. Then you ended up on this zone. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, you know? Nothing wrong with it at all. But just crazy. Air. Y'all Bill can see the money flying away. I'm telling you, it's going to be air. Well, let's get into Conor, Benn, and Ryan Garcia. Sit down. I thought this was pretty funny. Everybody, let's get the likes to 100, man. I don't know where they at. Everybody hit that like button. He said it in that stream. Oh, yeah. He said that was about... Oh, man. Hold on. Teach. Did he? Did he say it? He said that was in that specific stream he was talking about Zuffa. Don't tell me he was saying the deal was with Zuffa and they went with the zone. More of what I was saying is being true, man. That's crazy, fam. Damn, appreciate you, Teach. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one, Teach, and I'm gonna have to clip it. I'm gonna have to clip that joint. Yeah, that purse bid
fights
shit
this
ugly,
year,
man.
September the 12th, in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Live and exclusive on Paramount Plus globally and in the UK and Ireland on DAZN.
I got you. I got to go find
King Ryan Garcia,
yeah,
defending his WBC welterweight championship against the mandatory challenge.
On for a pace, man. Yeah, it's possible, fam. He could have fixed it, but I'll just say this: as recent as the Devin, the Brian Norman fight, I think we seen it pop up in that. You know what I mean? He only landed 16 jabs out of over like 100 and some change, like 100 and some jabs. He landed 16. That's not that's not Devin Haney's jab being perfect, being on point, right? Like how he usually is. So I feel like he has to be better than he's been in his last 3 fights. And I feel like his jab got to be better than it was, definitely specifically in his last fight. Reef was good with it. Vic G was good, fam. Everybody, let's get the 100 likes, y'all. We're going to wrap up pretty much with this video, man. I'm going to talk about Spence for a couple minutes as well.
A lot of
Ryan might have the one-punch knockout power legacy, but Keyshawn put his punches together better. He got really good punch placement and combination punching, and he a better body puncher. You know what I'm saying? So Ryan might have the bigger one punch, but I think Keyshawn put them together better than Ryan does. Make of anything, no problem, but as much as he always talking about this weight shit, he's sure he bring it up a lot. Shout out to my dog, Mike Kirkland, man. I appreciate the love, man. Big support for the real, man. As always, Mike, I appreciate you, family. My guys, just it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how he deal with it, though. How he deal with Conor Benn's pressure. See if he shell up, turn into that silly shell, the Victorville shell, or do he catch him, clip him with a shot coming in, right? That's what I want to see. I want to see is Conor Benn finally get back down to 47, if that'll help him, right? That's what I want to see, if it is able to help him. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mike Kirkland, man. Sam, appreciate the love, man. It says fourth. If EJ loses, is he done? I think he said he done, Sam. I think so. I think so, because it'll be back-to-back losses. I don't think it'll be much to try to come back and prove. That'd be risky to try to have another fight. I believe he said he's done if he lose. So he could be done either way, Sam. To be honest, he could be done either way. And I would like to see him get his hand raised and retire into the sunset. They don't got shit to prove to these ungrateful ass boxing fans. Think about it. Look how long they still trash him about losing to one of the best fighters in the world. Imagine if he lose any more fights, how they gonna talk about him? You know what I'm saying? They get me. So I would like to see him win it and ride off into the sunset for real.
Say you're only as good as your last fight, but if people would have said that about you going into the Barrios fight, a lot of people.
Conor threatening Ryan with the physical. He said, I'm going to put my fist straight through your face. Smash those glasses. Yo, why they be so pissed off in the UK, fam? Yo, they be pissed in the UK, don't they? They be wilding over there. They be hot for no reason. Motown, what's good, homie? Put my fist right through your glasses.
Be hilarious.
He's always. He said he gonna come over there and fuck him up. Conor was pissed off for no reason, yo. He didn't even say that much. Why was bro so mad, yo? Don't tip me. Conor ready to crash right now, bro.
Boom, nighttime.
Don't matter. Ryan said it don't matter how many kahunas you got, how tough you are. He's like, the break only takes so much. He's sitting there with a straight face with those shades telling Conor he about to knock him out. Conor ain't trying to hear that shit.
So much. All gets one hit and his lights are out. It doesn't matter how much tough you are, how strong you are, how much effort. One shot, you're out, and then that's it. Boom, nighttime. It don't matter how much heart you have. Trust, bro. And your sleep is going to be crazy because you're going to be like talking about heart, huevos, all this. Boom.
You have none of them.
Sleep.
You have none of them.
Sleep.
But you have none of them.
Cool.
You have none.
I didn't know this shit was this shit just be funny to me, yo. He said your knockout's gonna be crazy because you talk about heart, huevos, and all this. Nah. Who would have known this is what boxing needed, man? Minerals is crazy. What do that even mean? He told Ryan he got no minerals about him. What the hell is that? That's trash talk. What the fuck is minerals, fam? Seriously, he told Ryan he don't got no minerals. No minerals is crazy, fam. What is he even talking about at this point? You gotta love the
huevos are like, bro, was only beat older fighters.
That's it.
Ryan on his ass, I ain't gonna lie. Ryan said he beat all old people. 36-year-old Chris Eubank, old Regis. He said Chris Algieri's on his way out the door. Them big ass pants that Ryan got on, all that damn money, bro. Who is his stylist, fam? He got that damn Fonzie leather on with the damn cop dark shades. You know what I mean? Thick ass sunflower seeds on his feet. He got them baggy ass pants. Mills Lane said they should have waited to after the fight. He says crazy, right? Shakur, Keyshawn, Shock, Dev all called out Conor because they lit. But Ryan talking seriously, yeah, this shit funny, man. You already know. Shout out to you, Damaris. I keep one. I got one with Spence too. I got one with Spence. We got an 8-minute video I'm gonna play. We gonna wrap up with that Spence video. I promise y'all. That's gonna be the one. But this one is almost done. We got about shout out to them September 12th, man. It's gonna be a good fight, I believe, y'all. I believe so. I'm leaning towards Ryan too. Yeah, I am too. You know what I'm saying? Even though he had them thick ass shoes, but I'm leaning towards Ryan. But Conor Benn has a realistic chance because of the undisciplined nature of Ryan Garcia and his unpredictability, like his unreliability too, right? He's just not the most for sure bet, but I do anticipate him winning this fight. Wouldn't be surprised for a second if it went the other way. But let's keep going, man. I want to close the show with a little conversation from Big Fish and Tszyu. They did a little face-off sit-down, man. People, they saying it's the last stand for Spence. It's over if he lose. I feel like it could be over even if he win for good reasons, though. Not having much left to prove. You know what I mean? It's shark-infested waters, man. Errol Spence, I'm rocking with him, but I don't think he got much to prove at 36 years old. It'll be tough to see him chase down, make a whole legit another title run. Like, that's going to be tough to see him do that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. But we're going to close out with this video with him and Tszyu doing this little short sit down. Not the one with Sean Porter. It was another one they did. It's like 8 minutes. It's short. It's not that long. But we're going to close out with this. Shout out to the Big Fish, Errol Spence, man. You see Tszyu. I hope Tszyu is in shark-infested waters, man, this weekend. And I hope Spence beat his ass. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope Spence beat his ass. Kawhi, it's still man down, my guy.
Live from Sydney, Australia,
Spence,
a
man.
much anticipated main event between a former world champion and a former unified world champion, an Australian and an American, Tszyu and Errol Spence. Before they fight, they will talk right here and now. Gentlemen, last time you were in the same room, perceived disrespect. There was no shaking of hands. Will we have that today or this week?
Yeah, I don't care to shake hands.
Facts,
it's not disrespectful at all. I just don't care to shake hands. We in a fight. Why shake hands for? I mean, he's been saying a lot of disrespectful stuff. I ain't saying nothing disrespectful to him. Been saying how you gonna, what do you say? He gonna take my eye or something like that. So, so why would I shake his hand? He's saying all that. I'm gonna lose the eye and stuff like that. Would he want to shake my hand if I say I'm gonna beat his ass to inch his life? I bet he wouldn't want to shake my hand, right? It's the same thing.
I love EJ energy. He like, bro, man said he gonna take my eye, and I'm taking that shit personal, bro. You don't talk about taking my eye into my career. Oh, to kick your ass for that nonsense. Blue, what up? Let's keep rolling, though, man.
Keep it simple. Did that impact you, what he said about your retina? Was that something that didn't sit well with you?
I don't care. It's just, he says stuff like that, and he want to have a gentleman handshake. That's not things gentlemen say. You say stuff like that, how you want to take my eyesight and things like that. Like, you say things like that, why would I want to shake your hand? But, it's fight week, so it's almost fight time.
Spence like hell with all that shaking.
Are you surprised by this reaction here today from Errol?
That's all right. Right now I'm in fight mode. 8 weeks ago it was just the start. I guess a more friendlier type of feeling. Now I guess we're in fight mode for both of us. So it's I want to cause pain. I want to do damage, and that's not about nothing personal. It's just what we both have to do, and it's, again, I'm just ready to
Yo, EJ, is it me or EJ just look a little agitated, just a bit, just like, man, I'm ready to punch on dude. I think he took that eye shit serious, man. I think he took the eye shit personal. I think Spence was looking for something and he got it with that eye shit. He like, nah, I ain't shaking this dude. Hey, he talking about taking my, I'm gonna beat his ass. Spence look a little agitated.
You want to say
just a little annoyed
to Tim, because clearly some of the things that you've heard haven't sat well with you.
It's cool, but that's the difference between me and him. He's talking about his fight week and he's in that mode. I've been in that mode, so I've been in that mode. That's why I didn't want to shake his hand. I've been in that mode. It's time to go. So. Let's go.
What version of Errol Spence do you think you're getting in this fight?
The best. The best. I'm sure he's motivated. He's refreshed, rejuvenated, and he's ready to go. Same way as I am.
Do you feel this is the best version of Tszyu?
Oh yeah, for sure, sure. You know, he got some tune-ups to get, you know, get himself together, and I think for sure he's gonna be the best. He just had a fight a couple months ago, so I think he's gonna be well prepared.
Yeah, that scar tissue, that scar from that big gash under his eye from the last fight too. I hope EJ opened it back up.
Tune-ups, but you didn't take one. Why not? Why go straight in with a former world champion?
Man, that's what I do.
Does that feel like a smart option for him to not take a perceived easier fight than you?
Look, given the caliber that he's at, unified world champion, he's only lost to Terence Crawford. He feels like he is at that very top, so it doesn't really matter who they put in front of him. That's how he feels, and I'm here to prove that wrong.
Clearly, what you said about his eye.
So you're gonna beat the Dundee out? Is that?
Is there anything that he said that has prompted that, or anything that he's done?
Cal's a fool, man. He took a break and he back going in rare form.
Sitting there waiting for this guy to do a press conference, which I changed completely plans for. Of course, I was frustrated, but the feeling is that I do want to do damage. I do want to.
Finger said 10-4. Hell nah.
Go out there and unleash myself. That's what boxing is about. So that's what it is.
He has repeatedly said that you're placing yourself above him and above this promotion, that you're taking this for granted to some extent. Do you have a response to that?
No.
You don't care that he has that perception?
No. I don't care what perception he has or what perception you have or anybody has. If it's not my family, I can give a about anybody's perception about me.
What are you seeing there, Tim? What are you seeing in what Errol's saying there about his indifference to you and to the things that you've been saying about where he places himself above you?
That's just my opinion. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And what about in regards to the change in the weight that came about?
Doesn't bother me.
Don't care? Why did that change?
I wanted to.
So he shall get, which I'm fine.
So you're okay with him dictating that?
As I think he previously said, he's the A side. He can get all he wants. Come fight night, doesn't matter A side, who's got the most amount of money, who's fought this and this. It's just me and him, so that's all that matters.
You feel like the A side in this fight?
Like he said, it don't make a difference.
Doesn't
A side,
matter.
B side, C side. Like the bell got a ring, and we both got to fight each other. That does not dictate anything about A side, B side. It's a fight at the end of the day, and it's just me and him in there in the ref.
And tell us about that fight. What style of a fight are you expecting this Sunday Australian time?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
Right.
Everybody knows his style. Right. So, I mean.
Errol is still, that ain't even worth the discussion. Tszyu has never been a bigger name in the sport of boxing than Errol Spence. That's like common sense. Everybody know that. Maybe in Australia, he's a bigger name than Errol Spence.
Plan you made in the middle of the ring?
You know, in boxing, no.
You never know.
And Tszyu, no, he not the A side.
What about the atmosphere here in Sydney, in your hometown? Does that give you an advantage, having this huge crowd behind you and Errol coming from the other side of the world?
Look, I think all that's very, at the end of the day, it's me and him in the ring for 36 minutes. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter where we're at. Doesn't matter who's in the crowd. Doesn't matter about any other. Doesn't matter when he's come here. All that matters is that 36 minutes.
You don't care about the crowd? You don't care about being the outsider here in his hometown?
No, why would I care?
Does that motivate you further, though?
It won't motivate me further, but I mean, it doesn't matter where I fight. You know, it doesn't matter. I've done it before. I've done it all through the amateurs. It doesn't matter to me. It is what it is. Like I said, like he said, it's gonna be me and him in the ring. So the crowd's not gonna matter. Nothing's gonna matter. It's just me and him.
Tim, what happens in this fight?
A lifetime of work in that 36 minutes. That's what I'm doing.
What happens in this fight, Errol?
We don't go to work. It's gonna be work time as long as it lasts. I don't know if it's gonna be 36 minutes like he said. It's gonna be some work.
Might be quicker than that.
It might be.
Any final words for Tim?
Man, the word is done. It's fight week. I'm ready to put on my gloves and get to rocking, man. It is what it is. He can say what he want to say. He can do whatever. Come Saturday night, we're going to see who the best.
Final words, Tim?
We shall see.
It is Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu. It is the US and Australia. You'll see it live from Australia this weekend.
Can't wait to see this, man. We're gonna call this fight. We're gonna order it and support boxing. It's definitely supporting EJ. I'm hopeful that he go out here and get his win, man. And we gonna keep supporting him, win, lose, or draw. But I hope he come out here and conquer Australia and Tim Tszyu. I do. Shout out to Tim Tszyu, but I hope Errol stand on business. Excuse me. I get his hand raised, and I hope he retire into the sunset. Just enjoy his life. He gave boxing his best years. He don't gotta give all of them to boxing. You get what I'm saying? So I would love to see him go out with a win on a high note. Me personally, a supporter of his. Shout out to Tim Tszyu. I like him as well, but I'm definitely rooting for Errol Spence in this fight. He's definitely the most disrespected one-loss fighter that I've ever witnessed and watched. And I hope he make a lot of his haters eat their words come fight night. You know what I mean? Shout out to Cal, man. You know it, man. So I hope so. But look, my challenge is until the Keyshawn and Devin Haney fight get made, I'm issuing a challenge out to every last one of you simple-minded Haney hoes out there, fam. Any one of y'all that could refute any of the facts that I put out there while y'all been lying. All y'all do is cry. See the difference between me and y'all, and then we'll close with this rant. Difference between me and y'all, I can give Devin Haney credit. I could look at his deal with DAZN and say, man, that's how you do it, young man. You found a way to make it work. You dumbasses are actively online talking about how Shakur is on the Zuffa Island by itself, and now Zuffa is necessary. Now Zuffa is bad to go to, but it was good when y'all was lying for months saying that that's where he was getting his $100 million from, right? Zuffa was all good when you was saying, Bill Haney, that Zuffa had all his money on the table for Shakur and Devin Haney fight, right? And they didn't want the Keyshawn fight, but you went and signed to the opposite side, a guy that Dana White, you would say, right, don't like too, and Eddie Hearn and DAZN, right? So miss me with all this shit. You went opposite of what you told the people you was gonna do. And I'm gonna get the clip because Teach sent me the link where you was talking about this deal. If you mentioned the word Zuffa in there, bro, and you went to DAZN, they could try to strategically, conveniently explain why you didn't go there. But I know for a fact I've been following you closely. You were hinting to signing to Zuffa. I didn't put no words in your mouth. That was you. Then you went to DAZN after telling the world that Zuffa had all this money for Shakur and Devin to fight each other, but Shakur was stopping the fight. But he signs to the same people that you said wanted to fight, and you go the opposite way. Y'all fucking cook. Y'all Haney hoes for a reason. I don't like y'all. Y'all bad for boxing. Haney deserves so much better than y'all super dumbass fans that all y'all do is tear down his opponents, and then you want credit for those very same opponents after he beat them. Get out of here. Newsflash, Keyshawn Brickhand Davis going to be a different challenge for y'all. It's not going to be like Ryan. It's not going to be like Loma. It's not going to be like nobody you fought in your 33 fights. You're going to have your hands full with that young man from Norfolk, Virginia. Win, lose, or draw, you're going to know you was in a fight. That shit ain't going to be easy. That's going to be one of your toughest fights, in my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'll say it. Devin, you proved me wrong. You dominated Key. You stood on business. I have no problem saying that. But you got to show me that shit. Ain't nobody just getting in there with ease and beating Keyshawn Davis. Miss me with that shit. And that means Devin Haney too. So shout out to Devin and Team Haney for inking the deal, getting their money, man. Cause y'all earned it. Y'all did it the right way. You figured out a deal that works for you. That shit ain't have nothing to do with you ducking Shakur, but it also said that your intent wasn't where you said it was at. You made it seem like damn near all your eggs was in the Shakur Stevenson basket, and the Zuffa shit was the hold up. You was not getting no damn Shakur Stevenson fight without no deal being announced first. The Keyshawn Davis fight was a mandatory situation that we all knew about. That fight wasn't announced before your deal. You still got a deal in place. So we gonna all see when this purse bid go live and they air it. We gonna see if we can learn some shit from it. We're gonna see how it materialized. We're gonna see who bid on the fight. I don't care what nobody get paid. I hope whatever they looking for, they both get paid so we can see the fight. Shout out to boxing. Again, Team Haney, congrats to y'all. Job well done. I ain't got no slanderous shit to say, but your fans are insecure. They want to make it seem like Zuffa is the worst decision to make when y'all argue for months that's where Dad was going. Now he didn't go there. Going to the zone. Eddie Hearn, the same guy that y'all said was a snake because he said y'all was overpaid. Make it make sense, man. Your Haney holes, your cook. Shout out to boxing. We just gave boxing its just due for over 4 hours without no boxing slander. Errol Spence is this weekend. We're going to call the fights live, man. Can't wait to see it. Shout out to DAZN, man. They had some bread to pay Haney. And I'm going to keep the clip where Bill Haney said the deal was pretty much to make sure they don't take no fights off the table for itself. And I'm going to get into the entire clip, and we're going to talk about this some more because, again, his fans are idiots. This is why I had these conversations. Now, all of a sudden, Zuffa is the worst place because Devin Haney ain't go there, and DAZN is a great place. Y'all dumb, man. Both of them pure boxers and young, successful, accomplished fighters went and struck deals that could have solidified their family's future for years to come. Sound like winners to me on both ends. Whether you with DAZN or Zuffa, you win. Now, what fights they'll be able to get remains to be seen. We got to see if Zuffa able to keep their word and get Shakur the fights. As long as no fights are off the table, I think the opportunity to be there. And that's the same thing Bill Haney just said about the deal that they was looking to sign. It would leave all the fights on the table for them. So we going to see. But again, I believe T said he referred to Zuffa in there, and then y'all went somewhere else. So I truly think Shakur signing first impacted whatever y'all was going to get. I don't think they was willing to pay, or this is just my opinion. I don't think they was going to pay both of y'all same amount of money. I don't think they was going to do that. And I think DAZN was able to either match or exceed whatever offer potentially that Zuffa had, and that's where you went. Now, hopefully we can get the fights. And yes, the next stop is Keyshawn Brickhand Davis. And that's what it is, man. We just gave boxing its just due. I appreciate all the love. Everybody hit the super chat. Everybody hit that like button and pulled up and rocked out to the end of the show. Shout out to y'all. We going to be back. We got the fight coming up. We're going to call these fights. We're going to support boxing, man. We just going to keep building, y'all. So y'all enjoy the rest of this Good Friday, man. Much love, much appreciation to everybody in the building. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Representing Brick City, Shakur.
Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination. It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meets him with a straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown score with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Just